up to 15, 14.
Round 6 of the D1NZ Championship brought to you by the good friends at Valvoline, and we are rocking and rolling because for the first time we're bringing you a top 16 shootout, as it were, in the middle of a whole day. We're not at the end of the day, we're part of the show, and Mr. Two-Time joins me now, Cole Armstrong. How good is this, top 16 in the middle of the day?
Oh, it's full on, isn't it? There's a lot of racing going on here. The guys are getting comfortable out there in the cars. We had qualifying yesterday. They were driving really well. Bit of a cooler day today, but I think with all this track racing going on, the track is going to be really hot out there.
Yeah, no, that's the most important thing. Yesterday in qualifying, we'll look at qualifying highlights yesterday, but I'll sort of preempt it. We lost Jason Farron yesterday, who struggled with grip. Is that going to be an issue again today?
I think it was too much grip. That was something even Finger Dan, you know, three-time champion, had to pull a lot of grip out of the car. The track conditions change so much, and it's possibly maybe from the circuit cars out there lifting the heat and then the track's cooling down. So it's going to be interesting for the lads out there today. Where are they going to sit the cars?
Well, who is going to challenge Finger Dan for that championship title right now, because he is way ahead of him. It is round 3 of D1NZ. This is what happened back in Mount Smart.
Great day for D1NZ drifting, Cole.
Yeah, look at that. Nice clean entry there by Kurt Blackie. Really throwing that big girl around heavy, enjoying it. A lot of commitment, a lot of throttle there. Right out into that outside zone. Doing a good job here. Just probably pushed a little bit wide, the same as he did in his last battle. Troy just sitting back there, waiting to pounce onto this last outside zone here into the pocket. But look at that of Kurt Blackie.
Mention a massive issue for that car. What is broken? Go.
Oh my God!
What is
How is he still driving that? There's a broken arm on that car, and I do not know how he is driving. How is that wheel not falling off? Darren Kelly, you're in the dog box, I tell you that much, mate. Told you shouldn't have tooted with the car. Holy moly! How is Mitch Lana still driving this thing with the wheel doing that? That is phenomenal. Look at this. Look at that. Dan's even in there. What do you need? What can I help? I love this. And look, Darren Kelly, I told you, should have put those spanners down, boy. Now he's got the welder out. And look at that. Ben Jenkins is in there as well, trying to help it back together. I don't know if Darren knows how to weld, but he's given it a good nudge.
And Finger straight into action.
Yeah, look at that. Real nice wide line there by Finger Dan. Dave now tucking into the pocket, sitting back a little bit further. Look at that transition there from Finger Dan, just on throttle so early, sitting nice and wide. Dave doing a pretty good job there. Could be a little bit closer in my eyes as they transition through that centre section. Nice transition there from Dave. Now just needs to sit on the throttle, get right up on the door there of Finger Dan.
And straight into, he backed this in from yesteryear.
Yeah, and look at this. Kurt Blackie right up on the inside there. A little bit less angle in the big VF, but Mitch Lana doing a good job out here in the lead, running a nice wide line. And look at Kurt Blackie right up on the inside there of Mitch Lana, closing up the door as he what. Now let's see him transition now into this outside zone as Kurt Blackie gets right up on the door. Mitch Lana, what a lead run to Kurt Blackie, pushing hard.
Oh, was that enough?
What have we seen? Who's this driving this Commodore?
Where did Blackie come from? Pro wear on the side. Time to get the power of the RV down. Here comes the back bumper.
Yeah, look at that. Big entry from Taylor. Rolling right out into that outside zone. Pulling a bit of a gap there on Finger Dan. Staying nice and wide as Taylor. Real good lead run here by Taylor James. Finger Dan catching back up through the teardrop here as now they transition through this next section. Now let's see how Taylor sits. Banger sitting nice and wide. Taylor, a real good lead run, but I think, Steve, that one mistake.
And off we go down the front straight of Mount Smart. The battle for third and fourth as the Galore Barge Group Supra backs it in.
Wow, did you see that? He just pulled away from Taylor like nothing. Good to see Taylor catching back up, getting right up on the door here, but less angle there from Taylor, really. Oh, bit of contact from these two boys. Not what we want to see. Taylor James having contact with Mitch Lana through there.
Let's go.
That's it. Look at this. Kurt Blackie enters here. Real nice. Pushing wide, but look at that. That's my car in front of you there, sir. I'm going to get right up on the door of that. And look at this. Kurt Blackie pushing nice and wide. What a line there by Kurt Blackie. Opening the door for Finger to get right up on the inside. Slowing the car down nicely. Now, this is a good battle from both drivers. Kurt pushing a little bit wide there, but open the door up for Fanger to come right up on the inside there. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. The Century Battery Mustang and Commodore are doing it right. What a final battle. That is good to see.
And in third position, our first podium position, driving the Parts Galore Toyota Supra, Mitch Lana. And in second position, driving the Colab Digital Gas Tech Services VF Commodore Century Batteries car, Kurt Blackie. Please welcome your round champion and defending champion of D1NZ, Fanger Dan. Understandably, the outright leader in this Valvoline D1NZ Championship. He's going to be hard to break down because he is just in such imperious form. Kurt Blackie driving Fanger's car in that last round was pretty cool to watch, but we know Kurt's got his own Wolfie, the 86 back.
Oh, it is. It's good to see him back in that car. He's had a few issues again straight away this weekend, but put them behind himself, and I think he's having a bit of fun out there in the old girl.
Yeah, I think what we should do now is take a look at the track map, because we've got qualifying highlights coming for you in just a moment, but Cole's going to take you through this track map, because the one thing we've noticed in the last 2 days, all the drivers are handling this really well.
Yeah, here we are. So it's a blind crest corner, inside clip. So the guys throw the car now, inside clip here. They are full throttle, top gear, pushing out wide into this first outer zone. They are still going to carry a lot of speed as they transition the car from an outside point to an outer zone on the other side of the track. They're back on throttle, dropping the nose down through this inner part of the track here, pushing to a mid part of the track as they now get the decel zone. Now this is the part where they're going to slow the car down, try and get out nice and wide here and hold a smooth line to the last inside clip as they then power through to the finish line there, Stephen.
And look, the challenge is greater for the drivers this time, because the Taupo track managers have talked about being dropping wheels and not just the grass bits, what's underneath, right? And what has been most impressive is all drivers have gone, okay, not a risk, it's a challenge, so let's move on. Let's take in qualifying highlights from yesterday, because it was a whole lot of fun.
Well, let's see if this man can head to P1. He's had 3 times. He's the existing champion. He is Fanger Dan Woolhouse.
Mr. 3-time, here we go.
Here we do go. Perfect. It's a little bit off, but it's still Fanger. He doesn't need to use qualifying. Fanger Dan comes through, inside clip, hits the outside.
So here's the man that says, watch me. This is Kurt Blackie. The original Wolfie is back. He had injector and spark problems. It was prior to. This is his one run to try and qualify. He says, quote, as I just said a minute ago, watch me, I'm going to do it. Look, his hand's coming out, he's ready to go. So let's see what Kurt Blackie and Wolfie can do.
Let's see what he can do in the Colab Digital Gas Tech Services. Wolfie is back, and
Taylor James, by the way, an 81.5, sits in P3. P3 with that 81.5, but his best lap was run one with 90.5.
must be the start of the lap was where he got scored down. Everything else looked like he was filling his zones. We'll see what Wolfie can do. 43 for block on the side, it's the 99. Kurt Blackie hits the outside, comes through, sets himself up for the inside clip. Nice job there, comes the switches, and he gets on the loud pedal.
Alright, so we're out on track now. We're into the second passes of round 3, Taupo International Motorsport Park. Here is Jordan Joyce, their team. Nice initiation there for Jordan Joyce, nice and smooth. Comes through the midsection. Where's the snacky switch? A bit slower than the judges want to see. Still nice and consistent though.
They just cut through that switch, and then it doesn't matter how fast or slow they are on the switch. The speed that they get at this point here, they've got so much more grip than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, really hot out. There you go. Really hot out on the track at the moment as well. So that's gonna. They had a wet practice yesterday.
Yep.
And then they've had 2 practices in the dry, and then they're straight into qualifying. So not a lot of practice here at D1NZ this weekend.
Pro wear on the side of Taylor, the Tukuroa kids. RB34 powered Nissan S14. If this man here is going to do anything about changing the person at the top spot,
Watch the speed.
That's how to do it.
Let's look at the speed and what he delivers this one, because he was quick in practice. Through the midsection, huge angles, stacked on, quick switch into the clipping points, nicely done. Through the midsection, bit off the clipping point there, comes to the last section, whales it through, nicely done. Big hammy there, but manages to keep it out there. Last clipping point, oh, she's about a metre off there.
Oh, I saw it at the end though.
The first run, pretty smooth. Nico Reed, here we go. Silence on the car, pouring rotary. Big hello to Podium and Alan supporting this man. It's so great to see Nico Reed back on track. This is one of his favourite tracks. Steve, take it away.
Well, here he comes, the People's Champion in the tightest transport. RB30 powered Nissan S15. Nico Reed behind the wheel comes and sets himself up. Inside clip. Man, this is the best run I've seen all day because it's my bro and I'm 100% trying to change the scoring of our judges. Nico comes through. Let's see what side of the track. Inside clip and then starts to power out. Probably about a metre off at the finish, but a nice clean run by Neeks.
Nice. To Sam West, towering a local. This kid has come out and he has just shone in pro.
Yeah, he's great. I'm pretty sure it's all about the... this is running two. RHP, Reed and Harrison performance on the side. This thing is fast and he's good.
Comes through the midsection here. We want to see a quick switch. Nicely done by Sam there on the inner clipping point. Probably a couple feet off there that the judges want to see. Is he going to hit that outside line? Nicely done there. Fills the zone quite correctly. Last clipping point on the inner here. Slows it up. Now he's just going to be a rolling burnout. They don't want to see any big switches back here. Nice done. Sam West, yeah, he's stepped up to pro. Was, you know, kind of talking about is it too soon, but no, man, he belongs.
Young Sam West is one of the rising stars in Valvoline D1NZ. It's his first year up from Pro Sport into the big time. Top qualifier with a 92. Did it in his first run, but he had it hooked up.
Oh, he did. Stellar. He's done a lot of laps here, and the commitment that he was able to show out there really showed in his score. Just full commitment.
But there is one run you cannot deny was just blew everybody away. Kurt Black had all sorts of problems. You know, his Wolfie was back. I went and said, what are you going to do? He says, I'm just going to do it. Went out and did it and posted a 90 on one run.
One run. He was the only one who stayed flat foot through the whole midsection. Transitioned the car, did not lift. So awesome to see the commitment from Kurt. Obviously jumping from the big VF back into his little 86. It was really good to see.
Yeah, so it's already going off and we're not into the top 16 yet, but we had to get into the top 16. Those highlights in just a moment, because you've got to meet one of the real sort of characters. He drives a car called Frankie.
Hi, my name's Jace Brown, S13 Sylvia, V2 Rocket Bunny front boss. We're running a Toyota Lexus with a supercharger. My bank account probably represents 10 years of drifting. So my passion for drifting began way back in early days, not even a teenager, growing up on the farm, buying old paddock cars out of the loot and just burning around a paddock with standards. And then it sort of, as I got older, it turned into buying rear-wheel drive cars for the street, which ended up in getting caught up and not doing the right things on the street. And that's where I decided that I should make a profession of it and do the right thing. Build a purpose-built drift car and take it to the track. I had a good friend at the time, Takashi. He was looking at buying a house and he offered his car up. So that was what got us into buying really, at the time, competitive drift car. And then, yeah, seat time and yeah, just history from there, really. I decided to compete and sort of go more to a pro level, and everyone with grassroots drifting gets to this point. They perfect their cars, they start to perfect their skill, and before they know it, more horsepower, more grip, and they're really challenging more than what a track day can give you. And you really don't want to be that guy that's rocking up and absolutely door banging and running up on guys' street cars. So that's where you have to go to more just competitive level and take it to a round. And that's what, yeah, that's where we decided that let's see how good we are and let's match the best, you know. I'm an auto electrician, so my passion, my life is around cars and performance, and that's sort of what fueled us to build this car, build something different, just think outside the box and just more, a lot of people said it couldn't be done, and a lot of these sorts of combos aren't used for this discipline, this sort of motorsport. It's more drag racing, and that was a huge challenge for us. So that's sort of what inspired us to innovate and try and beat a problem. We call this thing the Frankenstein. It's made up of like so many different models of cars. We've got a S chassis, S14 Silvia Rocket Bunny Boss kit on the front, but it is an S13 Silvia, so 1990. We're running a Toyota motor and a Nissan, but the reason why we did that is we wanted to keep it Japanese. We wanted to sort of, although we had a lot of American hanging out the bonnet and most of our drivetrain is American, I wanted to sort of keep its heart sort of close to its heritage, and that was why the Lexus are a little bit more compact than the Nissan motors, and at the time I had good connections and good friends that could help us get into it. The car is running Winter's Diff in the rear. We're running a G-Force dog box, G-Force Tex Racing, very similar, and we've innovated rear jacks in it. So I've actually got some worm drive jacks that what that enables us to do is warm up drivetrain and change tyres on the fly without a jack. It's something that, we innovated at the start, and it's become really handy, especially with de-beating. If you de-beat, fall off the track in the sand, you can jack up in the sand, put tyres on, really unique feature. And what prompted that is I built this thing in a carport, so I had no room behind the car. So we put these jacks in so we could actually back the bumper up to the back of the carport and actually jack up and work on a car in a really confined spot. With the supercharger, we produce instantaneous torque. Absolutely just blows the tyres off because it's putting 750 horsepower straight down to the back wheels. We couldn't even get going if it wasn't for the Vitae tyre, the semi-slick. Unreal push and unreal smoke. This year, actually, we put waist fab in it, front and rear, version 2, which we've always struggled for grip, and we've always struggled with steering bind, and we've done 8 to 10 laps in the car now, start of the season. We really just brought the car to the first round and had a minor tuning, but we're now really starting to develop it, and it's exciting what we can do with this car now, where we can put it and how it's driving. It is something else to bring a weapon to a competition and then match it with other guys, the best of their ability to get their cars prepped and the best of their ability to actually drive it. And when you're both buzzing on that adrenaline and vibe, there's nothing else that comes close to that. It's like just the absolute best roller coaster ride you can compare it to, yeah.
You are locked and loaded into round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ. It's part of round 6 of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship, coming to you live here from the Taupo International Motorsport. We've already shown you qualifying highlights for today's round 3 showdown in the top 16, but to get to the top 16, we had to find out who would and wouldn't be there.
Here we go, the first battle, top 24, Valvoline D1NZ, round number 3. As they come up and get ready to kick themselves into life, it is going to be Sean Potros versus Scotty D. Potros in the elite performance Nissan. He's got the 2J firing. Here comes the E92 of Scotty D, just washes out slightly in a billowing cloud of smoke. They come down into big angle correction for the chase car. They come through to settle it down again. Can he wash out and just finish on that right-hand side for us, side of the screen, comes through the finish. That's the first battle of the day and kicks this thing into life. Inside clip running by, rocking over, almost freewheeling like Vangadam to start. They'll come through. This is a smooth, fast transition. Sets himself up. Here comes Potros, but no, driving away from it, Scotty Dinsdale. That is a great drive. Now we'll see if, you can see he's trying to just shallow up a little bit, gain back that momentum again, but it looks like a great drive by Scotty Dinsdale when he got into the lead position. Just says it's a one more time on the...
Yeah, it is too.
But he looks out the window, he makes sure everything is good, and we can see the Viator tyres machine leading the way. Great position to see that wheel up over the curve, to see making sure that they're coming through. Inside clip, and then we'll see them both power down. We know that the barrel wag's got great grip. And let's see what they do. Now, it almost looks like Jace's car slowed a little bit, and then we've seen a huge correction. The Keep It Reet R31 WAG out of Mountain Victoria. Jason Ferrin behind the wheel, kicks it again into life. Looked like a nicer outside zone for Jason Ferrin. We'll see what he does. Big shallow angles. You can see that Jace Brown really want to keep on the back bumper. He knows how fast the barrel wag can be. And it's definitely not concerning him right now as they both drive out of the final turn. Let's see where he places the car to come across the finish. And it looks like very nice positioning for him. We've had a result come through, and I can confirm going through into the next round will be Jace Brown. He'll be going up against Jordan Joyce. Jace Brown takes the win.
Just missed that. Who won that?
Jace Brown, we're here with a microphone because you go through into the face-up of Jordan Joyce in the next round.
Man, so stoked. We've pushed so hard to get to this round. Broke a crank last round. Boys have been working like overtime through the nights. Yeah, massive shout out to everyone who's got us here this weekend, man, and super pumped. Wicked to battle against Jace. That's the first time for the season. Barrel wag, like, yeah, a cool bit of kit, and neat to have these two cars just, yeah, hitting it together. So cheers.
Well, let's see what the man from New Caledonia can do. He won his first ever round of D1NZ at Mount Smart last year. He struggled a little bit with the more traditional circuits, but today seems to be his day because he's driving really, really well out there, and he's actually gapping Adam Camplin, who backs it in from last year, but not enough to gain back any proximity. Let's see what Jeremy Slamet can do as he comes through to finish. Bit of a correction, was probably 2 or 3 metres off his final clip, but he's definitely very, very quick. Well, let's see what Adam Camplin can do. Camplin may not know. They don't know if they run a radio. He will know that he made a mistake and that he had been gapped. But gets down on the loud pedal again. Wow, well and truly off his first clip. And you can see really trying to close the door. Very shallow for Jeremy Slamet, but back on the gas comes both of the cars. They start to power out through here. Check out this little FCRX7. But we're at this point here, it's an inside clip, and we can see he's well off that inside, and it actually is close to a dirt turbo to finish. Okay, and confirmation, Adam Camplin does go through in the Roofing Industries FCRX7.
Adam, congratulations. You go through to face Kurt Blackie, and after the way he put that run, it's going to be a big day.
Thanks, mate. It's been a tough day today. Hasn't quite been with it in the mind, but we'll kind of have a good sleep tonight, and yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Happy with that lead run?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Tried to put it on as best I could.
That'll do, mate. Good luck.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Mitch was full send in this car earlier on today, so we'll see how he goes as he puts himself into chase position. This man won the Pro Sport Championship last year. Let's see, Jason Overs Builders McKinstry Roofing. 2JZ S13, was that contact as they come through? It was close to, if not, and they'll fire back down. One of the fastest drivers here. He's done more laps than anyone else. Has Connor Halligan, who is in the lead position going up against the Australian. Solid run. Looked like potential contact. Second half of the battle time though, so we'll see what Mitch Lana can do. They look across the Willie, who's stuck in the ute, and we'll get ready to send. You can see how a single lap here, just at the very start, can actually ruin your lap. We'll see what they can do. So it's supposed to be inside clip here, washing it to the outside, a little bit off to start, but super fast by Mitch Lana. How quick can he get that car? He looks like he's going to drive it off the track. Comes through into the hairpin. Starts wide. Look at the speed of this thing. Inside clip, comes through and hits the outside, fills out that zone, could come and finish. Might be hard for judging.
Connor Halligan, you've gone through, and it's probably one of the best battles we've seen all day.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was the best, you know, but I guess we both sort of made a few mistakes, and yeah.
Doesn't get any easier. You got Nico Reed next.
Yeah. Can't wait. Actually, Nico is an awesome driver, obviously. So yeah, that'll be a bit of fun.
Good luck, mate.
Can't wait. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Brother on brother. Here we
Brother
go.
on brother, here we go.
Who's leading?
856 is Troy Jenkins in the orange. Then we've got the 857 of Ben Jenkins in. Wow, Troy's already gapped his brother. He'll come through and set the car up. You can see both of those cars start to rotate in, and they'll get back on the power. A little bit shallow, but I don't think that's going to affect it. Here comes Ben. Ben looks to knock on the door of his brother. Troy, though, holds his composure, finishes the lap. Almost a dirt turbo at the back end of that one. That might have been thrown off by...
I think by Ben.
By Ben, yeah.
That was a really good lead run there by Troy.
Well, let's have a look and see how they go. I mean, maximum value for the sponsors right now. Carter Tyres Services, Pukakawi on both cars in both places. It's just the colours that change. With this time, it's the 857 Ben Jenkins who will lead. We'll see what the difference is. Similar lines that come through, set themselves back up to go through that left-hander, and they'll power back up. Head down into the hairpin again. They look like for like almost. Let's see what. What's happened here? Just scorching bags. Do we have a result?
Yeah, we do.
Cool.
Probably not the one you were thinking.
Oh wow. Okay.
Very close on that, I'd have to say.
Oh man, that's a battle for the books. Obviously going up against Ben, it's that was a super hard one for us to go up first one, but hey, glad the sun's come out. The Carter's Tyre Service, Phoenix Radiators, NST Parts, GT86 is going awesome today, and yeah, it's just a bugger. It has to be like that, I guess, in top 24. But other than that, though, yeah, stoked to go through.
But here we go. Next part of the run. What do we got? Sean Potros.
Well, this is the OMT between Sean Potros. Oh, he washes out in chase position. Big snap to come through and run that inside line. You'll see him. Big angle. He sets himself up, and that angle's allowed the chase driver to actually gain back a little bit of proximity. Potros, though, look at that billowing smoke. Scotty D.
That's a lot of smoke, eh? But here we go, Steve. Run us through the second part of Sean Potros and Scotty D's one more time.
Well, we're about to see the... Okay, don't take the snide. 2J jabs just because poor old Cole is in the... oh, that's contact to start. Well, it's a real estate by Pauline Deason. So what is happening here? Both of these cars running as ugly a line as they possibly can, and that has got to be a straight line from the chase position. Scotty D, if you just managed to score yourself a win, well, we'll go up and see what happens as they come through and finish. But they look like an ugly, ugly run.
So what we happened on that one? Huge mistake there by Scotty D, first run, right? Big understeer, massive, zeroed him out. Sean Potros, massive straight line, four wheels off, zeroed out.
OMT.
0-0. No. TV time. It's classed as you're only allowed one more time. Sudden death, it rolls to the highest qualifier. Sean Potros will therefore advance.
16 versus 17.
Sean Potros, you came in shaking your head, not so sure about that battle.
Yeah, the chase. Well, my chase, I pulled out because got a bit lost there for a second with Scotty. Thought he was about to spin, so he was still in it. But yeah, the
the lead that I done, I thought was good. The battle before, I was glad to go again because I've been having trouble with the last corner all day, so I'm either too far in or too far out, so got to find that happy medium spot and be in the middle.
Well, good luck as you're up against the number 1 qualifier, Sam West.
Oh yeah, good. Heaps of fun with Sam West. Done heaps of driving here with him, so we'll definitely put on a show.
Sean Potros makes it through. Welcome to the newest team member of Valvoline D1NZ, little Theo. His dad holding him. He's actually a good little kid too, unlike his father. But let's talk about Sean Potros getting through. He's having a rough run so far, but Scott Dinsdale wasn't happy. Can you just remind people what the rule was?
So the rule was, obviously, both of them made hectic mistakes in the chase run each, that we zeroed them out each. So both had a 0 in their chase and a 0 in their chase. Then we go back, because it's a one more time and sudden death, we have to get a decision. So they pick the top qualifier. Well, they don't pick, it goes back to the top qualifier. So Sean, being the higher qualifier, he took the win.
Is that a similar example to Mitch Larner? Because I know Mitch Larner, it was a great final run, his final run, but he didn't get through, and I know he was filthy. He talked to the judges.
Yeah.
Was that the similar position?
Different scenario in that way, in the way of they were just one battle themselves, but Mitch just had a few mistakes. Very hard for him this weekend, jumping into 3 different cars.
Yeah, okay.
He blew the Toyota Supra up, then he jumped into Adam Davies' car, then Adam needed the car, then he jumped into Guy Maxwell's S13, so hats off to him. Drove so well, but just too many mistakes, not enough seat time.
No Jason Ferrin. That was somewhat of a surprise, but I think we said at the top of the show he was struggling with grip. When you look at the makeup in the top qualifiers, Nico Reed, is he the dark horse along with Sam West? I know dark horses, but they're top qualifiers. They're not the names you expect to see there.
Correct. Nico Reed done a lot of laps here. I've had some awesome battles with that man here, and I'm excited to see how they go. A little bit slower than, I guess, some of the top cars, but like you say, it can mix things up so quickly. And Sam West, another man I'm excited to see get into the battles here today.
All the boys from the Bay doing the job yesterday, and this little boy from the Bay is just about breaking my little pinky finger here. Settle down, Theo, settle down. All right, we're getting close to the top 16. Live in round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ. Do not go too far because the smoke show is about to get it on. Round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ, and as you can see, tyres being warmed up, ready for this thing to get on. This is your top 16, and who will be champion at the end of the day. Look at these battles, good to go. Sam West, top qualifier against Sean Potros, Thordy against Davies, Jordan Joyce against Jace Brown, Kurt Blakey, who needed only 1 run against Adam Kaplan, Nico Reed, number 2 against the upcoming Connor Halligan, Dave Steedman against Alan Griffin, Taylor James needs a good weekend against Troy Jenkins, and Fangadan, your championship leader, against Alex Purlier. It's time to get it on. Let's bring the smoke, let's bring the excitement. Round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship. It's round number 3 at Taupo International Motorsport Park. Of course, round 6 of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship. Practice right now with our Pro Championship drivers and a couple of amazing drivers out there. Another amazing driver sitting next to me, Cole Armstrong. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, g'day Steve. It's cool to be back here again. As we're watching right now, the pro guys are just getting a few laps in here before they crack on for the top 16. Steve, it's going to be exciting. This is a track with a lot of commitment, and when they get it right, it is one heck of a show.
When they get it wrong, it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's not quite the best. I've done a lot of laps here, had some great battles. Right, what we're going to see now here, Jace Brown with Finger Dan. Look, Jace Brown's obviously the chase car, wanting to get right up on the inside of Finger Dan, but look at the commitment down this hill. This is a downhill section through this mid part here, transitioning, tucking that inside nose head now where they're going to extend the drift right to this outside zone. I think I did a bit of a track layout before. Great track, a lot of throttle, Steve, a lot of throttle, and it's all about tyre wear. Can you make your tyres last to the 2 laps?
Now, this is our second year back after a couple of years off here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. Can you talk about tyres? And tyre development in drifting has continued to evolve over the years. Big, sticky tyres, and it's very, very important to make them last.
Well, it's to make them last, but it's also to understand you've got so much grip. It can actually hinder you heavily. Like, we have a couple of guys out there with an insane tyre that it near hinders them. They have so much grip and they're really struggling with the car if they've got to battle a slower car. You know, they don't have the forgiveness that something has a bit more balance to. The technology, mate, is phenomenal what they've been able to make these tyres into. The technology is phenomenal. So are the cars. We're looking at little FCRX7. That thing's got a Monster 2J in it. We've got a LS-powered GT86 Kurt Blackie. And then we see Todinger's Dave Stedman leading out there. A couple of drivers. We just spoke. We saw Jace Brown earlier on in the pre-show. Yeah, and obviously what we've got here right now, Adam Davies in his spare car. Little 13B, he's chasing here Sean Potros right now. But had a few issues, did the Mimico boys, so luckily enough, they had that spare little whip there. There was a bit of, someone else was driving that car before Adam had to jump back in.
Well, it's never nice when you spoke about it earlier with a blown engine for Mitch Lana, so he got given that car right there in the chase position, and then all of a sudden, we're going to take it back off you. So
yeah, well, it's a hard thing, you know. Mitch is such a great driver, putting a lot of heart and energy into coming over, competing here in New Zealand. Hats off to the lad, and just hasn't had the luck. Really started to see him get comfortable in that Toyota Supra, and was going to be a man to watch out, but yes, had an engine failure on that, then jumped into Adam Davies' second car, and then Adam needed a car, so luckily Guy Maxwell was out there.
Absolutely.
And was able to bring his S13 for him, but once again, not the seat time, so it was very hard.
I'm a huge fan of this little Honda out here. It's the J's Racing Torque Performance. That thing has 700 Newton meters of torque at 680 horsepower.
It's phenomenal, and I bet you, look how narrow that car is. Look, an S14 isn't a big car. Then you've got a little S2000 right next to it. It's really cool to see Alex out there throwing it down, especially here at this track. A lot of aggression, a lot of speed, and here we go here, Jace Brown leading out. See a little handbrake entry.
And of course it's the Japanese V8 versus the American V8.
Yeah, obviously Finger not being able to bring the Spec 5D like he was talking about at the last round. I think they had a little issue on the dyno, so what does he do?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Finger Dan's greedy, like Team DSR and a few others, has 2 cars, 2 Mustangs. He bought the other Mustang that he's run most of the season so far.
Yeah, great Mustang, you know. It's I think the whole thing behind us it's a production car.
Yeah.
It's got the standard Coyote motor in it, and then he's just bolted on a massive supercharger, and I think it's like 900 horsepower.
Well, this is the current day battle of the Bay. We've got a couple of Tauranga locals there. That used to be you just leading the way. They were always fighting for second place, Cole.
Oh, I love this track, but yes, here we go. We've got Alex Griffin following Dave Stedman out there. Now, Dave has been driving really well, and so has Alex after his big collision last weekend, or last round actually, at Mount Smart. It was awesome to see the car back out on track, and them starting to get comfortable again in the seat.
And that's exactly what he did. Alex is in the chase position at the moment, out of Tapuki. Really, that confidence is so building when you're going into a round like this. And of course, you've got a lot of grass and stuff around you. It actually feels probably a little bit safer in the car, even though you're going at a faster speed.
Well, without a doubt, Steve, it's, you know, you can have a big error here and then, go off and it's okay. Here's a man here to watch, Taylor James and Nico Reed. Look here right now, look at Taylor James. Taylor James's car, this car is fast, but it's also going to be a handful for him trying to chase a person like Nico Reed, putting the car real wide through this section here, and Taylor just pulling away. But we do this on the flip side. Will Taylor be able to follow a car that is slightly slower? Because those Balinos are next level.
Yeah, they've got super grip. So, okay, the importance of grip and acceleration in drifting for the people that don't understand how it works.
Massive, especially here. You're trying to come up a short little runway. You're coming up over a blind little crest as such, and you are hard on throttle, trying to extend your drift through this midsection. I think yesterday in qualifying, Kurt Blacker was probably only one of the guys that was able to stay flat through that whole midsection. So cool to see, it's so cool to hear. But
well, I could hear nothing but you and the rest of the judges. And that's the other thing. Let's talk about that quickly. I mean, what's the change? You've champion commentator, now a champion commentating judge.
I tell you, I got a twitchy eye. I haven't had a twitchy eye. I think it's from stress. But yeah, my left eye is right and twitchy. But I am doing a bit of judging as well. A couple of the guys, Joel Cowner is competing in Drift South, and Andrew Redwood is back at home, just supporting his wife Kat there, and hopefully we'll be back at the next round, but they're definitely still a part of it, letting us know some information, so it's different again, Steve. I love a good double duties.
Certainly do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll be back with more Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting action straight after the break. Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship. It's round number 3 today. Practice out here, just getting ready to set the cars up, line the cars up. A few Nico Reed fans out in the paddock today, enjoying their man, the People's Champ. You can always tell a Nico Reed fan. Single hand in the air, patting the sky.
There is a special wave that runs with the Nico Reed fans. It's good to see, obviously, that man and the supporters back here are part of the D1NZ, and I'm really looking forward to. Oh, that's I thought that was a real plane. I was like, no, that's a big plane.
No, we're like every other major motorsport series. That's a real plane. That's currently being piloted by one of the world's best. I've got no idea, but it looks pretty cool.
It does indeed. Well, Taupo here is slowly, we are getting a bit more blue sky as the grey starts to push away. Going to change the track conditions, I might say, Steve.
There's some pretty cool track conditions out there.
Yeah, they're just over the back here. Obviously, the Taupo Motorsport Park has a lot to offer now, with a cool little go-kart track down the back there. I've been on them. They're quite a good bit of fun.
Yeah, great.
Right, so if there's a bit of a lunchtime break going on, why not pop back out there and have a bit of a blast yourself?
Ooh, there's a bit of undulation as well. Well, welcome back to the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, round number 3 this weekend here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. Round 6, of course, of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship. Well, we've seen them practice, we've seen them qualifying yesterday. It's time to look at our top 16 battles. It's going to be a big day of drifting.
It is indeed, Steve. I'm excited. There is a pretty good lineup ahead of us. And obviously it's going to be a bit different too. I'm going to be here with you talking, but I can't give you an insight of what my brain is thinking. So it's going to be a different one this weekend. There's our local lad, Sam West.
Top qualifier.
Wow, did he drive really well. I remember battling him at one of Guy Maxwell's events, and I could see this young man stepping up, doing what he is doing right now, driving so well.
No, he's a great guy. He's moved into the D1NZ last year, had his first round win here in Taupo in the Pro Sport category, and as with a lot of these guys, let's go straight to Pro.
Well, it's awesome to see too for Sam, he was very unsure, do I do this, should I step up? and it really goes to show you can come from pro sport. Yes, there's been a bit of a change with the car and development, but he was able to step up, feel confident, show that he can drive with the pro level, and really step up. So another driver the same, you know.
He's got a hard one first up though. Sam West going up against Sean Potros.
Oh, he does indeed. Now, I have to say, Sean hasn't looked as smooth as he normally does here at this track. Definitely had a few ups and downs throughout the first lot of battles. Him, obviously, and Scotty D. Now, that was a real weird battle because we haven't had, obviously, the time pressure that we normally have, Steve.
Yes.
And you love a one more time.
Absolutely. Every
Normally
time.
we would have done, realistically, another one more time. Both of them in that one more time battle zeroed out. Scotty D had a huge mistake through the middle there. Realistically came out of drift as well. We gave that a 0. Sean Potros did exactly the same. And then you try and roll back to their lead runs. Well, they both were fairly pretty much the same. So then the ruling is we have to go back to who qualified.
Qualifying order. It's a qualifying score.
And that's a hard one, you know. So then it does.
It was worse, as it was 16th versus 17th or something like that. It was like they were 1 point ahead. I guess half a point in qualifying would have been the difference between who went through.
Now it's something that obviously we used to not really think about, but ended up getting it in our brain that you need to qualify high. You then get to lead out first, and then you obviously, these scenarios happen, you're going to take the win. Obviously not the way that the lads wanted to take the win, but that's how the rules roll sometimes, and it's a different scenario. But you can see here now, Dave Stedman cleaning off the rubber. That's probably only from 2 or 3 passes there, Steve.
Yeah, well, I think what we used to see, of course, is people not necessarily cleaning out the rubber, and then we started seeing guard fires.
Now, who was the man who did that first?
Was it you or Nico?
It was Nico Reed. I think
Who put
him.
Nico out? You did.
I was chasing him like, yo, stop. But I think he thought I was waving at him, so he kept drifting.
And wave back. And then halfway down the back straight here at Taupo, he pulls over, you jump out with the fire extinguisher and put him out.
Oh, I did. It was such a laugh, but so many good times here. We've had some great battles. I definitely know myself. I've had some insane battles against Nico Reed and even Sam West, who we have heading out on track right now. So really good to see. I don't know why. Adam Davis, he's up against Michael Thorley. So I guess they're waiting for those 2 other drivers to head out. Yeah, here we go, Michael Thorley, and then Sean Potros right in behind there, Steve.
There we go. There's 4 cars, 2 battles coming up. Top 16 action. D1NZ. This is a top 24 or top 16. Sorry. Taupo today. Fanga's going to come through and blow them all away and win 3 in a row.
Oh, you reckon? You know, I'm going to bring this up because this was probably one of my first coolest ever moments in my drifting history. So I was a young up-and-comer. This was my first ever round. So it was a Still Vodka, I think it was called back then, Still Vodka Drift Series. And I just bought an R34 Skyline coming into my first competition. And who was I matched up against?
Fanga.
Fanga Dan Woolhouse. Now, he had the VE Commodore, but he had the RB26 in it.
Ah, yes, of course.
And there's a photo of it, and I remember just being so nervous out of my brain.
Did you beat him?
I beat him.
Did you?
That's where the term came up. The old sleepy dog waits there, because they got a shot of me looking across at Fanga, and I was so jacked up looking across at Fanga, and he has a big yawn like he was tired as. Oh man, what a time that was.
That's funny.
But what a driver, Fanga Dan. Look at him, stellar year, 20th year for him as well, and just really showing how to progress the sport.
Well, this looks like it's going to be the start of our battles today. In the TTI scrub box, we'll get these tyres warmed up. Sam West out of Papamoa and the Bay of Plenty and the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance Limitless tyres. Kingy Crete 2JZ powered Nissan 180SX. And then the man that he's going up against will be none other than Sean Potros out of Taranaki in the Elite Performance Stock Street 2JZ powered Nissan Silvia S15? 14?
15.
I had it right.
You're going to update it? Look at your spreadsheet. I love it. Absolutely. And the photos.
We can't tell them that, especially not Troy Jenkins, and we can't tell Alex Belier what I've got as their photos.
Oh, you crack me up.
Well, Alex Billy's got a... No, I'll get shot.
Oh, that's so crack up.
All right. Well,
This is going to be an exciting first battle for the top 16.
Now, is your phone working, Mr. Judge? You're ready to... See, this is the bonus. I've always said that a commentator could definitely be a judge, and I'm out here proving it through Cole.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, I still would definitely like to be able to go and talk with the judges, but I'm going to shut up right now, Steve.
All right, well, here we go. The first battle of the day, top 16 action, round 3 of the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, and it is Sam West who kicks into life. Sean Potros trying to get on that back bumper. Sam, though, doing a great job to start, washes up, brings the nose down. Look at the dive by Potros as he sets himself back up to go for slightly off that inside clip, but he will set himself back up onto that outer zone. Nice job by Sam West. Big angle, trying to close the proximity down by... Wow, well that's a battle and a half.
Steve, that was cool to see. I told you, our first battle out, absolutely insane. Sam West, what a lead run. Hopefully we've got a Repco replay coming up so we can really dive into the first part of that battle, but wow, that was cool to see. What we always talk about, here we go, we got the Repco replay here, Steve. Sam West coming around the outside there, Sean Potros right up on the inside here, but look at this, nice and wide here from Sam West, a lot of throttle, runs that front wheel up right up on that inside ripple. Look at him transitioning nicely through here. Look, Sean cutting up on the inside, trying to keep the proximity, then runs a little bit deep here, misses that in a clip this Sean, gets a little bit caught in the smoke, but does well to gather it back up. Sam putting the car exactly where the judges want to see. See that little bit of a nip of a handbrake as he came over the last part of the section, but what a lead run there by Sam West, and have to say hats off to Sean Potros for sitting in behind in that smoke cloud.
And there's a bit of a cloud there today, not as much wind as we've normally had. We're going to see the second half of the battle between these two amazing drivers as they get ready to be let loose the second half of the battle. While they do that, the NZ Vertex GT Radials 180 of Michael Thorley starts to warm up his tyres. As our cars are released from the line, Sean Potros turn to lead. We know how good Sam West can be. Big speed to start by Sean Potros, but he doesn't catch Sam West off guard. They do have a slight gap between the two of them. West doesn't look like he's trying to reduce the angle to gain back proximity, but he has dropped back. And a dirt turbo as well. He's going to get in trouble for that. Comes back out of the final turn. Is that wheel drop? You saw the discoloration through the clouds of pluming smoke. Is that wheel drop going to be the difference between winning and losing for Sam West? Sean Potros, a solid lead run. Cole Armstrong's just moved off to deliberate with the other judges. Let's go and check out the replay. So we see the Reed and Harrison performance. 180 in the chase position. We've got the elite performance. S15. Everything's going fine. They come through, but you see at this point here, he just drops back a little bit, and right there hits the right rear tire over the grass. It is outside of the essentially the judge section, so he is going to get a minor deduction for the wheel drop. It'll come back to lead between the two drivers. The judges will go back, they'll deliver, they'll make their score. Cole's going to come back and hopefully tell us what he chose. So the two drivers head down into the box. Oh, here we go. Cole, did you make a decision?
Yeah, we did. It's a tough one. Obviously,
we've got to go to the slider. We'll see what you get.
I would have really liked to have been able to talk through that centre section, you know. We did see a wheel drop from Sam West. Ran wide as well, coming through the midsection here. Really missed the proximity through that section. Yeah. Look at, obviously Sean didn't do the best run, but I think the wheel drop is quite a bit of a hit. You know, we've got to look at it. Yes, Sean was offline. So was Sam through that centre section. Sam was wider, but also grabbed the handbrake in an odd part of the last part of the section.
Well, let's see what Andrew Redwood says.
So I think that's me. Yeah, I'm Andrew Redwood. Joel Counter, that's Rhodey. And obviously, Danum Temple.
What was that? Is it
We're not too sure what happened. All right.
Well, after having to push yesterday, you make it through. Happy with that or not?
Yeah, I was happy. I love battling Sam. Done CDS with him, always had good battles. He's a good driver, and nothing better than at Taupo. We've probably done like 1 million laps each, so yeah, making up for the bad qualifying yesterday.
Not a bad way to make it up. Let's just quickly talk to Sam West, because you just realised the top qualifier's been knocked out. And Sam, what happened to that chase run, mate?
I just got lost in the smoke. Sean pumps out heaps of smoke, and I came through that bottom section, didn't know where I was, so I just kept foot up it and popped out, and I was like, wide, but it is what it is. It was fun, so carry on next time.
And so much progress. Top qualifying, but there's a lot of learning going on, and you're showing it.
Yeah, that's it, We're just going out there having fun, learning every lap, so the more laps I get, the better I'll get.
Thanks, bud.
Awesome. Cheers, mate.
Wow, so look, tell me, talk me through why you scored the way you did.
Well, we've got to look at Sam's lead run. Could not fault it. Obviously, Sean in behind, same thing. Got a little bit caught up in the smoke. Was offline through those couple of sections as well. Sam did get a little bit of a point off, obviously, in that lead run, coming around the final corner, grabbing the handbrake. That's not an area you need to be grabbing the handbrake. It needs to be on throttle through that section. So, small deduction, but probably definitely a lead. For me, I'm looking at probably from the entry to maybe the mid part of the section. There's 75% of my points. The last part of the section, yes, you're getting into that outside zone. As long as you're smooth through that,
An ice arc's going to do it.
yeah, it is. But to be fair, that obviously Sam got caught up in the smoke, dropped that wheel, plus a little mistake through the centre, very similar to Sean.
But you know what? Here we go. It's a battle of the 180s. We've got the NZ Vertex GT radials, RB30 powered Nissan 180 up front. It's Michael Thorley behind the wheel. And then the Tauranga Local in the Napa Auto Parts Riker 24/7 Mimico 13B. It's rotary versus straight 6 Nissan. And check it out. A nice run to start with. Both of these drivers side by side as they come through and finish this section. Nice job, Cole.
Yeah, good job by Thorley. Clean run. Obviously, Adam kept the proximity. Yes, there was a little bit of movement throughout his chase run. Probably a little bit shallow here and there, but he kept the proximity. So now really it's going to roll to the flip side, right, on this one. But here we go, Repco replay. Let's watch this of Michael Thorley leading out here. Gave an awesome lead. Therefore, gave the chance for Adam to sit right up. Look like that, right up on the inside here as he throws into the centre section. Both cars transitioning nicely. Thought he quite tight through the centre section. Lost a lot of an angle through there, to be fair. Actually, had just caught up on that one. But through this next section, didn't quite push wide enough was Thorley as well. And this outer part. So Adam doing a good job sitting in behind. So probably not the perfect line there by Thorley, and Adam doing a real good job sitting in behind, obviously not getting caught out in different positions on the track. So good driving by both those lads.
Well, we'll see them come back to the second half of their run, the battle of the 180s. As they accelerate off from the line, second half of the battle time. And it's straight into action for these two drivers with Tauranga's Adam Davies leading the way. Big switch as he comes through. We'll see what happens at this point here. He's got an inside clip that he needs to come through and hit, just riding up over the ripples. And then will set himself up for this outside zone. Michael Thorley really getting in there, but washes out wide a little bit. Comes back to try and close back, and the two drivers come through to cross the start-finish line again. Tight battle, hard to choose.
Ooh, that's tight. Yeah, that wasn't the best lead run by Adam Davies by far. Transition through the centre section. Well, hopefully we'll come back for the Repco replay. Let's watch this. Aggressive entry. Love the entry here by Adam. Listen to this thing come up here. Look at him. Into it. Thorley right there with him. Runs up real nice there. Getting out to that outside zone really well. Mid-section through here. Quite tight was Adam through the centre section. Transitions nicely. Nearly runs a wheel up over the inside ripple there. Pushing wide, and then Thorley really trying to close the door. Drives real wide into that outside section. Wow, Steve, this is a close one in my eyes here.
How do you think the judges would score? Like, if you were a judge, who would you put through?
Yeah, Yeah, that's a tough one right now. There were both a few mistakes on both those sides, but I think that's what I'm going to do on that one there, Steve.
All right, well, let's see.
Both drove so well. You got to look at the lead runs, right? Thorley had a little bit of a mistake through the centre section, didn't quite have a lot of angle through there, but then Adam also didn't have, in my eyes, the best transition through there. It was quite short, sort of missed that outside zone and then nipped through, and that's why he nearly ran a wheel over the inside of the track. What'd you see, Steve?
Just the glory of two amazing drift cars. Please tell me you didn't choose an OMT. Oh, Cole, why would you?
Bro.
Make a decision. One more time. How fantastic. One more time. We love drifting.
That was tight, both.
Okay, just a quick check one more time. You comfortable with that, Adam?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my lead run and a couple of little mistakes behind Michael, but otherwise, all good. Yeah, I'll go again.
All right, just quickly over to Michael, because I think Michael got a bit caught out on that chase run. He caught you on the chase. He got out away on you, huh?
He did. I haven't had many chase battles down here this weekend, so yeah, I'm probably sleeping. Let's hit him. Let's go.
Go reset.
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry, Steve.
Oh, I can't believe you went for
it. Was too hard to pick. You got to look at both leads. What an aggressive entry there by Adam. Definitely gave him a slight advantage through there, but they both made a mistake through the centre section.
You know, Cole, you made exactly the right move, decision right there, because you've made the right decision the entire weekend from a judging perspective. Because when you're what it's just proving is that us commentators just know what you know what you're talking about.
We.
Hey, I love it. Thank you.
Our man down on the ground. Beautiful man. But run us through the, Steve.
All right, well, we've seen one of the elite performance cars. We're about to see another Jordan Joyce behind the wheel of the 333 S14. And he's got Jace Brown. We saw him in the lead up of the show in the Vitor Tyres 07 Frankenstein. Jace Brown, of course, won last year. Can he do it this time as well? A solid lead run. Big angle by Jordan Joyce and a bit of a mistake. Comes through and powers back on. Can't get that proximity back. Wow, that's an interesting one.
It is, Steve. Did you see something that I might have seen as well?
I saw a big mistake at the tail end.
Yeah. Jordan definitely come up short on the end part of that run. We've got the Repco replay here. Great entry. I think there might have been a small bobble as he came up through the centre section just there. See, it didn't really snap out on him, but still ran a nice line through there. Jordan, a lot of throttle there. Look at Jace coming right up on the inside, doing a good job, transitioning nicely. Both just about running a wheel off on that inside clip there, but look at this transition by Jordan. Had to hold it, big bobble through that centre section. So I think there's quite a big advantage there. Obviously, Jace didn't get to that inside clip, but he would have been definitely smoked out by Jordan being really far in on the inside of that corner there, Steve. Is that what you saw?
That is essentially what I saw. Yep. I saw a bobble and a washer.
So you've got to say, right, big advantage to Jace Brown right now, rolling through. He just needs to do a very clean run for the lead. Jordan Joyce needs to put some serious pressure on right now. That mistake, he just transitioned too early as he drove through. I think coming into that outside corner, just was unsure on his transition and came up a bit short.
Well, if you're going to make a mistake, you should probably do it on your lead run, because now it's time to, okay, well, I'll pressure him back to create my own mistake for, say, Jace Brown.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, too, Steve, we have a good man in here, done a lot of driving, Ben Jenkins. While I'm going to be talking with the judges after this next pass, he'll dive into what he sees also for this run.
Well, let's see what we've got. Jace Brown's turn in the Vitor Tyres, Valvoline, Royal Cars, Tyre Traders, Machine. Let's see what the 07 can do in his lead. Now, Jordan Joyce needs to create a mistake from the car in front, but look at the speed of Jace Brown as he heads back down into the final turn. Is this going to be enough for him? We're going to find out. We'll bring in Ben Jenkins to the show, and we'll have Ben, welcome to the D1NZ commentary box.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yep, it's definitely a bit different for me sitting up here, but pleasure to help out D1 and come give some comments.
Well, talk us through the replay. There's nothing better than a driver's perspective when we look at it, Repco replay up on screen.
Yeah, 100%. I just saw a nice, tidy lead run there from Jace Brown. It's good to see him. He loves this track. He drives really well here. Jordan Joyce obviously jumping in that pocket as we enter that first turn. Jordan doing exactly what he needs in the chase here, trying to apply that pressure back onto Jace Brown after we saw his mistake in that lead run. But yeah, he's in the pocket there in the dipper, and he's just jumping out of the smoke there to not get too lost. So he has definitely sacrificed a bit of line there to try and get back up on that door. And that was a good chase run there from Jordan Joyce. A great lead run though from Jace Brown, and as we know,
when it looks like it may just come down to one small mistake in the first half of the battle, is most likely going to see Jace Brown get pushed through with the win, most likely.
100% there, Steve. There was a great lead run there, and a great lead run promotes a wicked chase run, as we've just seen.
Well, find out which direction they're going to choose. Will it go to the left? Will it go to the right? Will we see anything to our graphics, etc. get actually looked after from Auckland? We're in Taupo, and not sure if we've got that link set up. We might have to talk to Elon Musk. Oh, okay, so the judges are looking for a replay, so I think they're probably, this is Jace Brown's lead.
Yeah, I wonder what they're looking at here. There might have been, from my perspective, Jace Brown missing that first outside box by a smidge. Looks like he's struggling from a little bit of push there in the front as he comes down the hill, and he has missed that that clip by a little far.
It's interesting to see how narrow those front tyres are on that car. It looks a lot narrower than the other cars, probably about 20 mil narrower.
Yeah, we've all been struggling. I saw Jace Brown bolting on a fresh set on the front this morning. We've all been struggling this weekend for a bit of front end. Yeah, it's a tricky track, Steve. The Taupo. There's just not much grip in the track. So yeah, we've all been struggling across the whole pits here.
Jace Brown rocking the Valvoline now. They've come on board to help him out with that beautiful JDM V8.
There must be some serious thoughts going on in that judging box over there. No wonder Cole had to duck away.
So this is the important one here for them. They're going to look at the very end of the battle, I'd say.
Yeah, Jordan Joyce in his lead run there, out right in that zone that we requested.
Ripple strips, are they in or out? Oh, that Jace Brown just dropped a wheel on that.
The ripple strips are in. There are points deduction. The ripple strips are in, and obviously the grass. They're very heavy on us here at the grass at Taupo Motorsport Park, so we have to stay off the grass, Steve.
100%. Are they happy? Have they seen? I see Cole, he's reaching for his cellular device.
There's definitely a lot of deliberation going over there in the judge's box as Cole looks like he's returning over to us.
Oh, here he goes.
Here he is. Welcome Cole Armstrong back into the commentary box.
All right, Cole, come on. Tell us what. Oh, there we go.
Well,
hey, they've got your name.
One.
Jace, Brody Noah says Jace Brown. Cole Armstrong, what show did you say?
So, it's not what you're going to like, Steve, but...
OMT again. Was it for a wheel off by Jace Brown?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. I saw it.
Yeah. The mistake...
Okay, OMT, you happy with that?
It was pretty, yeah, I'd call that. It was pretty close from this side. George's lead run, it actually both caught us on the end corner. It's just a little bit dicey there. I think that's probably what they're deliberating over. But yeah, sick run. I loved it. So it didn't throw my dry sump belt, so I'm super stoked about that, eh?
All right, mate. Well done. It's just quick to have a chat to Jordan. I think you may have dodged a little bit of a bullet there on that lead run.
Yeah, we're having a bit of trouble trying to find the right grip, but yeah, it's good that we get to go again.
All right, go again.
Yeah, that's the one. We'll go harder.
Well, let's see what these two are going to do. This man here qualified in 5th position yesterday. Adam Camplin qualifying in 21st. Of course, Kurt Blackie in the Colab Digital Gas Tech Services. LS-powered 700 horsepower Toyota GT86. There's two ways to have a GT86. You can either have it the LS way or the way that the Jenkins boys does with the Mighty 2J. We'll talk to Ben about that later on as we see the Roofing Industries FCRX7 will go into chase position. What can the man who tasted his first podium last round do? Nice solid lead for Kurt Blackie. Good speed as he sets himself up inside, watching those left front tyres. Both of them coming through inside the circuit. And he was that it? Maybe not. I thought we might have seen a wheel off. We'll see a a nice gap being formed between Kurt Blackie and Adam Camplin. Let's see how they go.
Yeah, not a bad lead run. See the transition Kurt got through from this midsection. We didn't carry a massive amount of angle. Let's go. We've got the Repco replay here. Let's watch this. Kurt, not the most aggressive entry through there. Look at there. He wasn't massively on angle through that center section. Adam doing a good job sitting in behind here. Look at the transition here from Kurt. Not as much angle as I'd like to see through there. And look, that's why he just pulled away. But Adam, I think, just dropped the wheel on that outside zone there too. And then as Kurt came through this last section, really missed that inside clip. Didn't quite get deep enough for that last part of the section, which therefore made it quite tough for him to try and tuck on the inside there, Steve, to get that inside clip. So not the cleanest run from the lead, but also a few mistakes there from Adam in behind, and I think we're classing that as a wheel off on that outside section there. So,
well, there we go. I'm glad I see commentators. For years we've said a commentator can't be a judge, and you have made every perfect call, and you'll continue to do that all day. I can tell already.
I've got a twitchy eye. I only get a twitchy eye when I'm at work because I get stressed out, and I reckon that's what it is here. Judging is not the funnest thing in the world, I tell you. So much pressure comes on, like, am I making the right call? It's going to affect someone so much down the line, so you've got to get right into it. But next part of the battle here, Steve?
Well, it is the next part of the battle between these two amazing drivers. It's the Roofing Industries FC of Adam Camplin that leads, and then we've got the little GT86 Wolfie in behind, toting as Kurt Blackie. See how we go with this one here.
Yeah, Kurt Blackie looking a bit gripped up here, but he's putting on a good show of a chase.
Wow, he came through at the end of it. I was like, almost thought he might have to reinitiate. Not saying that was the case, but it looked like he almost ran himself out. But you could see he was so determined to get that proximity back at the end.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a good example of two cars that have different grip levels. Kurt Blackie obviously has that car pretty damn hooked up.
Yeah. Now, a big difference between your GT86 and Kurt's.
Yeah, 100%. He's got the LS based underneath that. Obviously, same chassis, and we've got the two JZs in our ones.
Well, come through here. One of the things I've been watching is that just the left front, you can see that just a slight correction of angle.
Yeah, 100%. Kurt's definitely got a lot more grip in that car than Adam Camplin in the lead. And he's just struggling at the end to just deal with that slower car in the lead.
Well, they'll come through to finish, and we'll go down to Stephen McIver. Let's see who he's going to call as the winner. See if, please don't tell me that Cole does another OMT. I mean, 3 in a row would be not fun.
Yeah, surely not. I think there's a bit of a clear-cut winner in that one.
He's already coming back. Will it be Kurt Blackie? Will it be Adam Camplin?
Here we go, Cole returning. He's made his decision. He has this time. He's telling me he's made a decision this time. We're not going to an OMT.
Thumbs up to Kurt Blackie. Let's go down with Steve McIver.
Well, you're in your original Wolfie, and it's just the good charm rolls on, Kurt.
Yep, all I can say is Wolfie's back.
Okay, that's a daunting thing to tell everybody. Wolfie is back, right? Everybody else, remember that. Tough luck, Adam. Maybe the chase?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, never mind. It was a fun battling with Kurt, a good mate of mine. But yeah, shout out to the crew for keeping me on form today, this weekend, and Roofing Industries. And yeah, we'll see you next round.
We will. Keep driving.
Cheers.
Well, looks like we're back in it for our next battle of the day. It's going to be between two amazing drivers. An S14 versus an S15. Am I what?
Are you looking forward to this battle as much as I am? I kind of have the People's Champion versus the Pro Sport Champion.
We certainly do. Mr. NRD Nico Reed will lead away in the 4-in rotor S15. Slow start for Nico, but he'll come and kick it into life. Nico running through, gets that inside clip, doesn't quite hit the outside, loses the bumper, possibly a bit of contact there. Here comes Connor Halligan, really trying to close the gap. Connor coming back and trying to knock on the door. Wow, and uh-oh.
Wow. Yeah, that's not good. The chase car needs to leave room. And that will be some big damage on Nico Reed's car right there. Wow. Not what we want to see here, Steve.
Definitely not what we want to see. Let's have a couple of drivers talk about what happened there.
Yeah, here we go, Repco replay here. I've got Ben Jenkins here with me, and obviously, Ben, you know you're coming through the section. Now, Nico, we've been watching all weekend. It's not been fast, but he has been consistent and smooth through the section. So, kind of running a wheel over that inside clip there straight away, already squeezing himself out through that midsection.
Yeah, I think from that first inner clip there, we could tell Connor Halligan was going to put on an aggressive chase here, Cole.
It's like he had too much grit. And look, he'd put himself in a position he had nowhere to go, but either veer off track, and Nico was doing nothing wrong in that scenario, but he also had nowhere to go.
100%. Nico was putting on a great lead there, promoting it for Connor to get in those pockets, but he just drove a little bit too far up in that dipper to get too further through in the pocket and caused that contact. So hopefully not too much damage there on Nico's car, Connor's car as well, and we can get back to what's going to be an exciting second pass of this one.
Look at this. So you can see already Connor right up on the inside, like kind of came out of drift too, because he was really straight already, and then look at that. Wow-wee. You do not see that every day.
I haven't seen that for a long time. And look, we can see a bit of damage there on Nico's left rear. Looks like it's DB to the tyre. It's on the rim.
Hopefully that's all that is for the team, the NRD team. No doubt the lads will be out the back right now addressing the situation. Now, in these scenarios, Nico will have 10 minutes to address the car, have it fixed. It's obviously not his fault on that one. And then obviously has a chance to call 5 minutes as well.
Yep, definitely. Because it wasn't his fault, that was caused by Connor Halligan there. He's definitely going to get his 10 minutes, and then he can take his competition timeout if he needs to after that. Connor will obviously need to take his 5-minute timeout to check that car, surely.
Yeah, surely. Wow, what an exciting, what are we at, the third battle? Top 16, baby, this is Taupo. Everyone's putting it on the line. Really good to see, but thanks for being obviously stepping in here where I'm doing a bit of double duties, and then as well just to give a little bit of a different insight to obviously what I'm talking about here and what you guys at home are seeing.
Only Cole Armstrong could side hustle a side hustle. That's amazing. Like, you know, judging, commentating, away from work. Well played, bro. I picked invoice twice.
Oh, actual. I didn't think about that. Oh, it's an expensive weekend.
Well, it's been an expensive weekend in the past for, well, actually, they're going down and seeing, they're not even looking at it. Nix is like, man, we built a good car. It's just a tunny par. Pony's having a look. He's doing the stretches.
Well, hopefully the lads here are able to fix it. Remember, it's not their fault. They've got time to look over the car. Hopefully it's not damaged.
That's one of two things then. That is, it's too damaged, walk away, or it's not damaged, we're good, let's go again.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously they're reducing the situation. They're looking at the rules. You can jack it up, put axle stands on it, but not touch the car.
Yeah.
No time will start. But anyway, till then, we have our next battle up, do we, Steve?
We sure do. It's another Tauranga versus Tauranga. Well, it's a bookie anyway. The Napa Auto Parts Ryko 24/7 Mimico RB32 powered 800 horsepower Nissan S14 of Dave Steadman going up against Alex Stocky Griffin. Let's see how Alex Stocky Griffin can do in the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance S15. It's Barra versus RB. Solid lead run so far by Dave Steadman, just coming through, riding the ripples a little bit, but creating a nice chase. What are you doing, Stocky?
What a lead by Dave Steadman right there, I tell you. That was some top-notch driving. If only he'd done that in qualifying, would have got a good score. But yeah, Alex Griffin pushing pretty wide. Coming down the hill there, you can see definitely didn't have the same amount of angle through this midsection, carrying a lot of pace, and then yeah, just pushing wide and doing a massive wheel off. We'll have to have a look and see if it was 2 wheels off, but here we go. Connor Halligan, he's got 5 minutes to obviously address the car, but before then, Repco replay. Let's see how Dave leads out. Alex Griffin. Look at the aggression here by Dave. Grabs the handbrake, gets the car rotated out to angle nicely. Beautiful positioning of the car as he drops the nose into this outside clip. Let him right through here, nearly running a wheel off to the inside there, but a massive wheel drop there by Alex Griffin, way back too, I might add, in that battle. So a huge advantage to Dave Steadman there, Steve.
Well, advantage Dave Steadman. Stocky, well, 4 minutes and 22. Okay, so Connor Halligan has been forced to call a 5-minute competition timeout, so you can see that the team is just jacking up.
So that's Sam West down there, obviously knocked out already, and they're trying to help his fellow team member, Connor, or Pro Sport member.
I think Nico's literally straight across from them.
Yeah, they are
Pit
actually. Probably haven't touched the car yet. It's all good.
Footy's had a look, he'll say it's fine.
But yeah, what a mix-up. A lot of grip. And this is something that I think a lot of the other drivers really need to watch out throughout this top 16 battles, is how much grip you have against the person you're battling. Your spotter really needs to take into consideration what's going on now. What we just seen before, Dave Steadman drove away from Alex. Can he sit behind him?
Well, we're about to find out as it's Alex Stocky Griffin's turn to lead the way. Issues in our last round. Did a great qualifying for him yesterday, and we'll see how he goes from a lead position.
Yeah, Dave just jumping right up there into that pocket, doing all he needs to do here in the chase. Alex missing his points a little bit through that middle section, but we've got Dave just sitting there nicely. Look at that. This is a nice chase. This is exactly what Dave needs to do to try and get through this battle.
The Team DSR haven't had the greatest of seasons so far, so that one there, if he can bank through and move into the next bracket, he'll be really happy about that.
100%, Steve. That was a pretty good lead from Alex Griffin from Stocky there, and he just got served back by Dave Steadman to put on a great chase to go with his brilliant lead before. So I'm pretty sure this is probably the most clear-cut battle I've seen already, Steve.
I've already written it in, so I know we've got a huge battle coming up next. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the driver correct today. I've been known for getting it wrong. But we'll just finish off the rest of this run. I mean, I think it's just cut and dry. Dave Steadman has got to be going through.
100%. Brilliant chase. Great lead by Alex, as I said before. But Dave Steadman just doing exactly what he needs to do there to get through. His spotter's obviously up here in the tower, giving him the right info that he needed to do.
You know, one of the bonuses for Stocky is, though, he gets to drive his car on the trailer. He had a shocking round the last one. They had so much time and effort for the team, having to try. Okay, there we go. Straight up and down, Dave Steadman goes through.
100%, yeah. Stocky having a bit of a poor round for him. It was.
Let's go down and we'll talk to Steve McIver.
Well, Dave, that's the most clean-cut result we've had all day, and I think you guys need a bit of luck too.
Oh, tell me about it. It's been brutal. First of all, happy birthday, Adam Davies. My man. That was a really cool battle. We had a little practice earlier, and we've made some changes to my car, and it's feeling like a new car today, so I'm real stoked.
So we're going to see lots of smiles today then?
Well, I haven't seen Adam's result yet, but we're on opposite sides of the tree, so we're going to be 1-2.
All right, talk soon. Well done, mate. Congratulations. Alex, car looks great. Caught out in that first run, right?
Yeah, mate, just made a little bit of mistake. I did pick up in the practice. I wasn't quite initiating close enough to Dave. I got a bit closer then, but then at the dip, got lost in the smoke and, yeah, didn't want to end up with a dirt turbo.
Yeah, but the chase was good.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. Other than that, and I was happy with my lead run, put it down pretty good, but obviously Dave made less mistakes.
All right, bud, see you in the next round.
Yeah, mate, we'll be. Can't wait.
And now, Ben, I know that we just heard happy birthday, Adam Davies. Is there anyone you want to say happy birthday to today?
Another Troy, and here we go. Troy chasing out Taylor James now. Here we go.
Well, let's see what your bro can do. We've got Taylor James up front in that ProWare S14.
100% Taylor. He's got so much mechanical grip in that car. He's definitely one to watch this whole season. He's got a lot of pace as we see Troy. He's just struggling to get up there onto Taylor's door. Taylor just has that little bit of advantage of more mechanical grip, and this is not what I want to see. And yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Troy to come through.
Can't be biased.
I can't be biased. No, 100%. Taylor just drove a lovely lap there as Cole stepping on my foot.
Of course you can be biased. Just cheer for him.
100%. Let's see what he can do in his lead run.
Talk us through the replay, Cole. We can see that side by side. It almost looks like
they are indeed, and it's something Taylor's going to have to watch out massively. Massive entry here. Look at him, a lot of drive. Troy trying to really keep up here. Obviously not committing with the same amount of angle through this section, but you think the flip side on this right now, like, we don't even need to see this run because Taylor just laid it down. This is how you do a real top run, leading out. But can you now chase a slower car? And now that there would be a person to tell Troy, big angle, slow the car up, because Taylor is going to struggle to try and sit behind here. Now, I know he is a really, really skilled driver, so it's going to take a lot of talent. And hopefully, one thing he had communicated with me in saying, his tyres are nearly gone after one lap.
Which ones?
The ones that are on his car right now. By the time he comes through the centre section, they are near down to the wires. So that may come into an advantage for himself to sit behind a slightly slower car of Troy. But we will see now on this run right here, Steve, as I pass back over to my man Ben.
Well, let's see what the birthday boy Troy Jenkins in the Carter tyres, Pukekohe North Shore Toyota parts, 2JZ Howard GT86 can do. We know that he's got good grip in behind for Taylor James. Can he hold on to this one here? Can he? Is he not going to give himself too much grip?
Yeah, 100%. Troy just needs to put on a damn clinical run here as he's hitting his mark. This is a great lead from Troy, but Taylor is putting on a great chase into these last turns.
Well, a great chase requires a great lead, and Troy Jenkins, a beautiful lead run.
100%. That was a great lead run from Troy. He's been driving so well this season and this weekend. It's so good to see. And as well as Taylor James. Taylor James has been putting on a show at every round. He's definitely a title contender. He missed out a little bit last year, but I think Taylor's back in 23 to settle the score.
Definitely try and do something like that. So it's a beautiful run, and that's, I don't mean to be rude, that's very similar to the run that he basically threw down on you yesterday.
Yeah, 100%, Stephen. That's why I'm sitting in the commentary box and Troy's out there on track. Little brotherly rivalry yesterday. The score is 2-1 to Troy, and he put me on the trailer, Steve.
Oh, the heartbreak is real. I think we laughed about DSR doing every second round too.
100%. You don't want to verse your teammate in the top 24. You normally want to verse them in the top 4 of the finals. But yeah, maybe next time for me.
I'm sure there will be. Hey, but you're a round winner.
Here we go. Looks like the decision's been made. And unfortunately, my teammate, my brother, birthday boy Troy, is out of competition for today.
I don't think I've actually seen you race so aggressively.
Yeah, sorry, turn that off. I felt like I had an all good lead, and then we entered in behind Troy, and I stayed third thinking, we might be able to keep with him, and his car's definitely not slow, so I quickly pulled fourth to try and catch back up and make something of it, and we got the win, so we're at.
And you've got these Valino tyres sorted now?
Yep, we're taking heaps of grip out, and it's just nice to drive now, so I think that's about where we want it.
See you in the next round.
Cheers, mate, thanks.
So Taylor James on fire, Troy Jenkins. Oh well, mate, it is what it is, but he was on fire today.
Yeah, he's got a slight advantage there with the tyre, but just a little bit quicker in the lead, unfortunately, and I just couldn't keep up. So, hey, it is what it is, but super happy with how the Carter's tyre service GT86 has gone this weekend. It's gone faultless, and really enjoyed it, actually.
Yeah, maybe go and bump your brother out of commentary now, eh?
I think we might have to.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, well, back into it. Now, we talked about the Valino tyres, and that's the tyres that are getting run. You just said that you've tried those Valino tyres. How good are they?
They are a phenomenal tyre. You can see why all these successful dudes over in Europe and things like that are just so fast, Steve.
Well, let's have a look at our next battle up today. It is a 3-time New Zealand and current Drift King in the Century Batteries Castrol Mustang. It is Fanger Dan Woolhouse who will lead out. He is our championship leader, and he's leading right now. Look at the 680 horsepower 2-litre S2000. Alex Pellea, he's doing the best he can with the monster horsepower up front.
Yeah, Steve, what a look. This is why Fanger's leading the championship at the moment. That was a nice lead run there by Fanger right now. Great chase there by Alex. Obviously, we've got to look at horsepower and grip and whatnot like that, but here's the Repco replay.
Now, Alex should have been right up on my eyes, right up on the side of Fanger. Look at that. We've got nearly 2 car lengths already chasing here, but look at Fanger right out to that outside zone. Huge transition through here. Look at the angle he is able to carry through that midsection. Transitions beautifully through this mid, out to that outside zone. That is another stellar drive there. Exactly what we are wanting to see for a lead run. Alex really needing to not leave a gap at all through that centre section. He didn't get pulled, didn't get a gap pulled on him. He was able to hold it together. But wow, that was a real beautiful run there by Fanger Dan. Really opening the door in all places for Alex to come up. But being a newcomer, it is something different, and what he really needs to take away from this weekend, depending on what happens, but for his next battle, if so, be up on the door. You cannot leave that gap, because that gap stayed the whole way through that section.
I just heard the rumble of a couple of cars that we saw crash before. So we've got Connor Halligan. His car is repaired, obviously, inside the 5 minutes. He's back out on track. So is Nico Reed as we get ready for the second half of this battle. Alex Palaire and the Jays Racing Talk Performance. It's a 2-litre F20C motor, 680 horsepower. Honda S2000 out of Christchurch. Alex Palaire, he's going up against the big dog in the Century Batteries Castrol RTR Mustang.
Alex Palaire with a bit to do here on his lead run, but he's a good driver.
Just needs to hold on to this one here. Look how small that car is.
Look at Fanger here doing exactly what he needs to do in the chase. Alex putting on a pretty good lead, though. We might have seen a wheel drop there, Steve.
That wheel drop, how much is it going to cost? I know it's going to be a deduction, but he went past the ripple strips. Fanger, though, will get hard on the gas. Woo!
Great finish to the battle there. Fanger tucking right up onto that back wheel, Alex Palaire. But
how important or not important is that wheel drop going to be to Fanger? I mean, did he do enough?
100%. This is going to be an interesting replay.
So I guess we've got to look at the lead run. Did he hit the inside clips? Did he hit his outside clips? I mean, he's filled the outside there, sets himself back up again.
Fanger just with a little bit more grip there, getting up into that right rear of Alex. And as we switch here, this is the important part. Oh, there we go, Steve. What is that?
So that is a 1 wheel off, which is a points deduction per judge. But I guess the question is, that gap that Fanger was able to pull in his lead battle, did he manage to get enough points advantage? Are we going to see an OMT? Is he got enough to win it? Are we going to see an actual flip around and Alex Palaire gets the win? I don't know.
Well, looking over into the judges' box next to us, Steve, there's a lot of deliberation going on right now. Cole looks pretty confused.
I mean, that's a normal day for our 2-times champion.
100%.
He's
smiling over at me. I don't know what he's going to call here. And the other judges, Brody, Bainham.
We just got to look across into the office next door, whereas, I mean, Cole's going to make it right because he's made every right decision this weekend.
This is a big call here, Steve. This is going to be a very big call.
Let's see, Brendan White's like, what have you done? Fanger Dan goes through. Let's go and talk with Stephen McIver.
Well, champ, you're a bully. You know that, eh? Big car, little car. Come on.
I know, it was the biggest car versus the smallest car. It's so cool to, have something different in our sport. Apart from all these Nissans and I call them Datsuns, but it's cool to, that thing's a little rocket too. And I watched some of his qualifying and his practice runs last night, and he was definitely doing very well. So I thought I had a bit of a target today. So
well, you've got Taylor James next.
Woohoo!
We'll leave it at that. No, that's it. Oh, we love a good woohoo. Hey, Alex, just quickly, mate. Tough.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough, but I came here to do D1NZ to drive with people like Fanger, like before I even knew drifting, he was doing it. So it's cool. That's why I came here. I came here to drive with the best people and see what I'm up against. And yeah, I'd just like to thank all my sponsors, Taupo Performance and Jays Racing specifically this time. We've done some upgrades on the car, gave it a bit more power, way easier to drive. It's freaking wicked. So
gotta go, man. We're in a battle. It's almost done. Well done, Alex.
Well, we just seen a great battle. This is the second half of the battle, of course, between Connor Halligan and the People's Champion, Nico Reed.
Yeah.
So
I think Nico did exactly what he needed to. Look, let's check out the Repco replay through this section here. Connor, obviously, big entry through there. A little bit off that inside clip there. Pulling away from Nico. We know he's fast. Obviously, they had a big contact, but Nico tucking up in the pocket there, transitioning nicely through the center section. Didn't run a wheel off, and look at Connor pulling away through here. Bit of a correction there, obviously, as he rotated into that outside clip there, but we've got to go back to when Nico lead. They're massive advantage to Nico Reid. Few mistakes from both drivers. Nothing super perfect, but yeah, definitely, I'd say a big advantage there, Steve.
Certainly is. So we've seen that one there. We would expect to hear that Mr. NRD, the People's Champion Nico Reid, should get the nod, and he'll go up against Dave Steadman. That's if Cole selects correctly, but he hasn't made a mistake all weekend.
I'm unsure, Steve. You know, the pressure's coming in. My eye is twitching like no other. It is crazy.
The stress levels are up. Let's see. So Dan and Devil say Nico Reid. Rody Roll says Nico Reid. And let's go and talk to Nico
Congrats,
Reid.
mate. You threw up against Dave Steedman.
Yeah, Dave's definitely a tough driver. So is Connor. Can't wait to get out there with some of the old boys and see what they got.
How's the car after the bunny hop?
Yeah, it's not too bad for how much damage it did, but we'll get it sorted for Dave and head back out there.
Well done, mate. We'll just quickly talk to Connor. Hey, Connor, just quickly. Just quickly, mate. I've never seen you push your car to bunny hop. What went on?
Oh man, that's not the way you want to, start the day out, is it? But I don't know. I think I was just trying to just stay with him, and not give him an inch. And I just got a little bit too far up the inside before the transition into the last corner. And yeah, I guess I was just in the mindset of just stick with him and stay in it. And then I just didn't back out of it early enough. I should have known. But
you bought the B to battle.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate. All good.
Well ready to line back up. Second OMT time, and this one will be between the two 180s. It's Michael Thorley up against Adam Davies. Thorley just rolling up to the line now in the GT Radials NZ Vertex 180. He's got the second of the Team DSR cars. We'll see if they can go through. As Dave Steadman said, it is either side of the battle tree for them. They want to make their way through to the top spot. Adam Davies, happy birthday again. It's his birthday.
Well, Steve, we know this is why they're at it one more time. That was a great battle before from both of these guys. Obviously, Thorley going to be leading out again, and Adam on chase. So let's see how it's done this time. Who's going to make the most mistakes?
Who's going to be absolutely perfect? Let's see. Is it going to be mistakes? Is it going to be a perfect run? We are about to find out as they're both set loose. Michael Thorley will lead away. A nice transition into drift for both of these drivers. Adam Davies, I thought he might have been caught napping to start with, but no, he's right on that door. They come through and close up. Big switch at this point here. Both drivers, maybe a wheel off. You saw a little bit of discoloration there for Adam Davies. Not the birthday present you want, and he washes out, and he loses it. Massive push.
Damn, not what you wanted to see, Steve. He'll be really disappointed about that. Great lead though, eh? We've got to look at the lead. What a lead by Thorley. Absolute seller. Adam was pushing hard through that midsection. Here we go, we've got the Repco replay. As we watch Michael Thorley head round the corner here. What an entry by both these guys. Aggressive, look, right into it. Adam right up on that pocket. Thorley pushing nice and wide, transitions really well there by Adam Davies, and once again transitions nicely through the centre section. A little wheel drop there by Adam Davies through there, so it would have been a slight points down, but right here, look at that.
Okay, what causes that?
Too much rear grip. Looked like he went to transition, grabbed the handbrake, which is obviously going to extend the drift, and it obviously didn't do it. You didn't see the wheels realistically locked. They sort of kept kind of pushing the car, and he would have got into the marbles too, Steve. Remember we were talking about that qualifying?
Yes, we did too.
You get those marbles on those front wheels, that's all she wrote.
The thing I feel for is, unless he can push a mistake now and he can basically zero back each other, the team are going to pay out on him when he gets back.
Well, we've seen it before though. Look, we had Sean Pogros, Scotty D. They both zeroed out in their chase runs, so let's see how they go here.
All right, well, let's see how they go as they accelerate from the line. It's a little 13B turbo going up against the mighty RB. Oh, that's a really, like, that. Why switch there? Come on, Adam. You're better than that.
Yeah, looks like Adam's just trying to run away here. He knows he's at a 10-0 deficit. Thorley just keeping in the game here. This is going to be a tough one. These boys are going to have to do a bit of thinking about this battle, Steve.
Oh, just watching that replay, poor old Adam. I think he tried everything he could, and I mean, he just transitioned in too soon as well. So you'll see them both head off from the line. Let's go look at maybe mistakes versus perfection.
Yeah, 100%. You can see Adam full send into that first corner. He's run his left front over the grass there. Big snappy switch right ahead of Thorley here, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Thorley doing exactly what he needs to do at a 10-0 with Adam in the lead. Just keeping it together on that last corner there, Thorley, not shutting himself out. Quite messy this run from both these drivers.
And it's, as we see often in drifting, it comes down to the mistakes, and it's going to be enough, I would assume, to see Michael Thorley come through with the win.
It's a difficult one. It's hard for Adam there. As a driver myself, it's really, really hard mentally at a 10-0. You really, really need to put on a show and push for that lap to try and force a mistake. So that's what Adam Davies was trying to do there with Thorley, just trying to pull a massive gap.
Let's see what they go. What? I don't know what that was. Okay, Michael Thorley takes the win.
Okay, well, you made up for that, your first run. How'd that feel?
It is hot out there. So I'm sweating like I won't say it on TV.
No, you won't.
Feeling good. Need to put a bit more grip in the car, I think. We're a little bit slow on the chase, but loving it.
All right, mate. That's good. We love it too. That's why we like the smoke show. Happy birthday, by the way. I wish we could have said you're going a bit further, but what happened?
I don't know, just the front washed out. I'm pissed off, to be fair. But anyway, I'm just gutted for the team. You know, they worked so hard. We had the gearbox out of this 3 times this weekend, and other cars popped the engine. So, look, I mean, we all have a bad day, and I think my bad day has gone on for 3 rounds. So, I don't know, we'll try again next season, I think.
Mate, go and have a birthday drink and enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll have to, I think.
Thanks, bud.
Well, back in it again, CS14 of Jordan Joyce. This is a rerun OMT between himself and Jace Brown. Jordan Joyce in the Elite Performance Stock Street 2JZ powered Nissan Sylvia S14 going up against the Vitalitize Valvoline Royal Cars Tyre Traders Supercharged 1UZ 800 plus horsepower of Boss Nissan Sylvia S13 out of Hamilton. It is Jace Brown as they accelerate off the line.
Yeah, this was a good set of battles, Steve, in the first one. But here we go, one more time. Run us through it, Steve.
Well, it's Jordan Joyce's turn to lead this time. Runs nicely to start, comes down, hits the inside clip, and then starts to get into action. You see, here comes Jace Brown, really closing the door. Big angle and washes out, though. Judges are going to have to certainly look and see, was Jace Brown stopped from moving forward, or was it his own mistake? Comes through, though. Jordan Joyce will hold on to it, carry on the gas, power out of the circuit. And is it his advantage? Of course, we'll have a look at the replay. And Cole.
Look at the smoke. Absolutely phenomenal, the last part. But yeah, let's digest this Repco replay here right now. Seeing Jordan Joyce coming up at this, Jace right up on the inside there. Nice entry by both these guys, really aggressive. Jordan dropping the wheel on the inside. Nice wide transition through this outside zone. Not a lot of big angle through there, and Jace had a real tight line. Dropped a little wheel on the inside there was Jordan Joyce, but Jace Brown really squashed himself out through that inside transition, then holding through the mid part here. Jordan Joyce doing a good line, and Jace running a little bit wide, but I'd like to go back and watch that replay again, because yeah, that was different through the midsection. Did we see a foot brake or something of Jordan Joyce slowing the car? Jace come through it at rate of knots. I've got Ben jumping on the mic now as well, but let's see if we can digest this a bit more through the centre section. Great line through here.
Just coming up here, Cole. Here we go, Jace Brown.
So Jace was really shallow through that centre section. I think he just squashed himself out there under Jordan transitioning to get back on throttle. Jace just had no room to go, and it sort of really pushed himself into a small spot.
100%. Maybe for this rerun, they put a bit more grip into that 07 Frankenstein, maybe.
Yeah, he definitely was coming down the hill really, really quickly. But here we go. We've got the second part of the battle coming up.
Yeah, Jace Brown's going to need to go back to his qualifying line here and put on a hell of a lead run.
Wow, look at that. He really drove away from Jordan Joyce through that first section. Missed that inside clip there. But look at Jordan coming through here with very shallow angle. And oh no, what has gone on here? Jordan Joyce trying to gather it back, but are we seeing the exact same thing of what happened just before? Jace missing that inside clip as he finishes the last part of the section, but I'm going to have to go and digest on this one, mate.
I do not envy you in this position, Cole. This is going to be a tough one for you to call.
0-0. So, what are we allowed? How many OMTs are we allowed?
So from yesterday with Scotty Dinsdale and who was he betting? Sean Montrose. I believe you're allowed 2 OMTs, and then it reverts back to qualifying points to decide the winner.
Okay,
so a great way to do it.
So this one here's an OMT. After this one, we've had one, so essentially what, we send them away and we go OMT again if it's deemed to be 0-0. I think it is sudden death.
I believe that is the sudden death. We're time certain here. From my understanding, now if it needs to go to an OMT, it will revert back to qualifying points, Steve.
Wow, let's have a look at that. Jace Brown qualified in 13th position. Jordan Joyce qualified in 4th position. So
obviously the judges will not want to put it back to qualifying points. They're going to be looking at every little point of these 2 runs, and it kind of looked like we saw a mirror image of one another in the chase there.
I think so.
The dipper.
Will it be Jordan Joyce? Is it going to be Jace Brown?
What a tough one to end the top 16, isn't it?
I think it's funny that Cole's got to go up, and because we can beat up on him if he gets it right or wrong. All right, we'll see. So they're checking both runs now.
You see here, this is the spot. Jace Brown just closing up too tight. Did he lock himself out? Or did Jordan Joyce have a bobble there just as the frame changes? Is there a little bobble from Jordan Joyce as he transitions down the hill?
That's the thing I wanted to consider, was whether or not that was going to be the case. Was, you know, in a situation when a car washes out, it happens straight on that switch from camera angle to camera angle. Did something happen in there from the lead driver to actually cause the chase driver? Now that's a question, it's not a suggestion. But you've got to look at it. Right now I'm thinking that both of them had a shocker. It's going to be 0-0, and do we go back to 0 sudden death? Or are we going to go up and push them forward? Let's have a look.
This is very important, Steve. It's so hard. 1 split second of a change. So as we see these camera angles change, just coming up here, we see possible little bobble from Jordan Joyce there, right there, as that camera changed. Did that put Jace Brown onto that weird line?
Well, it's a hard one. It's such a hard one. The more I look at it, I think that Jace Brown may have made a mistake, but I think that if you didn't have the things, the more we look at something, the more it can actually change your view. So let's have a look and see what the judges say.
Yeah, there we go. There was a bobble.
You went through, buddy. Like yesterday, you haven't been paying attention. You went through.
Far out. Oh, unreal. Super stoked. Woohoo. Bring on top 8. Shot Jordan Joyce. That was a hard one, even from front row seats. Like, I don't know if I could have picked that. I thought, in my mind, that was a one more time. Super stoked with that. Yeah, congrats.
That'll do. All righty. I think Jordan Joyce, you'll probably be a little disappointed in this one, but both drivers, same spot, made mistakes, and the judges went the other way, bud.
Yeah, no, it was a good battle regardless. It was good to have another time to try and do it again, but happy with the result. The car's still in one piece. So.
Well, that's the thing. The last couple of rounds have been pretty tough for your team. It's just good to have the boys out and running. You still got Sean doing his thing.
Yeah, we're here to support the bro regardless. Hopefully he gets the top step, or a step, in fact. You know, it'll be good for the team.
Thanks, Jordan.
Cheers, bro.
Well, that was obviously a tricky one there, Steve, having a good bit of replay action there. And we really had to digest the battle between the both of these guys. It was a tricky one.
Well, it was certainly a hard one for you to decide, and I'm glad you're a judge.
Well, to be fair, if we really digested it right, they both didn't do the perfect run through the centre section. Yes, we've seen a big mistake happen for Jace Brown through this midsection, but if you really digest it and slow it down, the amount of handbrakes that Jordan Joyce did through the midsection and actually the entry in each corner, they are acceleration zones. You should not be grabbing the handbrake through that centre section, and we even seen quite a big foot brake and the brake lights pop on Jordan's car. Jace probably wasn't in the best position, but if he didn't slow probably as heavily through that section, they would have been able to stay together. So that's where that's a very small advantage went through for Jace Brown for this one, just for those slight bobbles and sort of hesitations from Jordan Joyce. But great battle by both of those drivers. Don't get me wrong in any way, but really had to digest that one.
You know what? Let's go and have a chat with Stephen McIver.
Well, I'll probably be chatting with myself, Les, but I've always given people the chance to see what goes behind the scenes, and this is the pits area. And I don't think people realise how much effort goes into Valvoline D1NZ. Look, here's the Mimico Napico Auto Parts crew. Look at this, 3 cars available. Think of what goes behind that. Then you've got, of course, Ben and Troy's, the 86 boys. There's the old Keep It Reet barrow wagon. Not doing much this weekend. But you keep on walking down, and what you realise, this is a business, and it's a really big business. And gee, I thought they were a bit closer than this. There's Alex Perlia, right? Little S2000 over here. Michael Thorley, okay? He'd be pretty happy about this because he's going through and will be in the top 8, so he's pretty stoked about that. But look, just look at the attention. He's Sam West over here, right? Didn't make it, but look at the crew. Look at the crew and look at the people that support everybody. That's the most important thing that you have to understand. Valvoline D1NZ drivers have a huge family of supporters behind them. And then you just keep on going down. You realise the technology, the enthusiasm, the money and the passion that goes into this. That is what Valvoline D1NZ is all about. Top 8's not too far away, nor is race 2 in the 86 Toyotas.
Well, it is now time to bring on the big high horsepower V8s, the 2Js, the RBs. It is time for round number 3 of the Valvoline D1NZ. Hi, I'm Steve Daniel, part of your commentary team, and we're about to bring the big show. You can see a host of amazing drivers out there. Let's have a look at some of them out there. We've got Dave Stedman out of Tauranga. He's in the Napa Auto Parts Ryko 24/7 Mimico RB32 powered. This thing's 800 horsepower Nissan Silvia. In the front of our shot, though, of course, that man there, Whanga Dan Woolhouse out of Whangarei. In the Century Batteries Casual New Zealand CTB, that's a Coyote V8, 800 plus horsepower for him. In the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D, next to him is Taylor James, the Tokoroa kid in the ProWear Valino tyres, Roundwood New Zealand RB34 powered. That's about 1,000 horsepower because it's an RB. Nissan Silvia S14, Nico Reed, the People's Champion out of South Auckland, the 4 and Rotary Silence Clothing, Titus Transport RB30. That thing's got about big power. Nissan Silvia S15. So, of course, we're going to be joined by the greatest judge in the D1NZ, and he's just walked into the room. Welcome, Cole Armstrong.
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve. Back up in here, ready to go for the final. A lot of battles here. Well, top 8 all the way through.
Top 8 all the way through, so top 8, top 4, then we're going to go, obviously, semi-finals into finals, and we'll crown ourselves a round winner. The man in the middle of our shot, Whanga Dan Woolhouse, he leads the championship. He's a 3-times champion, went back-to-back, round 1 and 2. Can he do it again today?
He's got a steady lead ahead in a different line to how some of the drivers. Whanga is very good at adapting and then changing very quickly. So a lot of the drivers are a bit, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
How's he going to play this out? So it's going to be an interesting battle straight up. What do we got, Whanga? And who we got, Steve?
So we've got, going and having a look. We're going to start with probably Sean Potros versus Michael Thorley. From there, we'll go into a battle between Jace Brown and Kurt Blackie.
Oh, battle of the V8s. I love it.
Then we go to the right-hand side of the tree. Nico Reed going up against Dave Stedman.
Battle of the RBs.
And then we're going to go to the battle of the big dogs. Taylor James versus Whanga Dan Woolhouse.
Wow. Now, I was actually talking to Taylor down there before, obviously, about the grip that car has been putting down. And just having to mention they were running a whole lot of boost in that car, and it was going to be around 1,000 horsepower. possibly at the wheels. So
wow. Well, that is the battle tree that we were ready to see today. Sean Potros versus Michael Thorley, Jace Brown, Kurt Blackie, Nico Reed, Dave Steedman, Taylor James, Fanganan Warhouse. That's what we're ready to see. We're going to crown ourselves a champion.
Wow. Do you mean a winner for today? Not a champion?
A round champion then. That's yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we are going to crown ourselves a round winner. And
nice.
We have some serious battles ahead of us, Steve.
Well, there's some very big, Sean Potros hasn't had the greatest of weekends. Yeah. Michael Thorley has. He's got there. I can still see it being a great battle.
Yeah, if Sean does lay it down, I've seen him lay a run through this section flawlessly.
From there, we're going to move to a great battle between Jace Brown and Kurt Blackie. Blackie just off his first podium in the last round. He's coming through with a massive amount of confidence. Jace Brown, he won here last year.
Yeah, Jace also driving really, really well. I did talk to them about, putting more grip into the car, trying to get that drive, but also not going too far. We've seen the big correction Adam Davies had out there with too much drive. So it's going to be an interesting one on that one. And then the next battle up after that.
Oh, Nico Reed, the People's Champion, going up against Dave Steedman. From there, we move to Taylor James versus Fangadan Woolhouse, the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, round number 3. Well, the time is now. The Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, Taupo International Motorsport Park, and we are ready for our top 8 battles. Michael Thorley driving out onto the track. Thorley driving that beautiful 180, ready to go and rumble out there on track. Michael Thorley out of the west of Auckland. These drivers all going to go out and do a sight lap to start with. We'll see how Mr. 180 goes with the 180 GT radials and Vertex on the side of that car. So we've got 8 drivers getting ready to battle today. 4 to start with in the top 8. Then we'll go straight into semi-finals, and from there we will move into our final battle, the battle for 3rd and 4th. Crown ourselves a round winner. I can't wait. You can see their clutch kicks begin. This is Sean Potros in the Elite Performance 2JZ powered Nissan S15. He's a young fella that's certainly in a hurry.
Well, yeah, like you said, Steve, it's had a bit of an ups and down weekend, but we know with the pressure that can come on through this event, Sean can really step up to it and get comfortable out there. As you've seen, a bit of a roll through run from the lads here. A lot of circuit racing's just gone down, so rubber might be in some different positions than the boys are used to. Normally we'd be running all weekend, laying that real sticky line, and we've just had a lot of circuit cars out there, probably picked a lot of that rubber up, so the conditions are going to be a lot different than what they were first used to in the top 16 battle.
This is a battle I can't wait to see. Of course, that's the battle on the left-hand side of the tree. Jace Brown going up against Kurt Blackie. But it looks like we might be ready to just line these two up. They get the okay from Matt down on the grid. They'll get sent around to scrub, and we'll be straight into our first battle of the day. Now, Cole Armstrong, there's something else that's a little bit different for you this weekend. Not only are you an amazing 2-times champion, an incredible commentator, but straight into judges duty.
Yeah, that's it, Steve. I've stepped in for Andrew Redwood, who's off with family this weekend, so I wasn't able to make it. So yeah, I've just sort of stepped in here. Also Roddy Knowles as well, with Joel Counter away doing Drift South down this with a clashing sort of weekend. So yeah, stepped in to help, and obviously a bit different, Steve. We obviously like to criticise the judges.
I do.
But I tell you, it's hard, man. I've got a twitchy eye and I've been a little bit stressed out with it all, but
a bit of magnesium. That'll help that.
That'll help, okay. But I think, what I'm trying to now help and obviously work with the judges is give a bit of information, bit of a breakdown of how the judges have scored that. You know, many a time me and you have been like, where did they get that call from? Are they watching what we're watching? Like, come on. So
I've agreed with every single one. We're both commentators. We never clash, so of course. Let's have a look at who we've got lining up to start with. So we have got out of Taranaki in the Elite Performance Stock Streak, 2JZ powered 800 horsepower Nissan Sylvia S15 719 on the door. It is Sean Potros. Potros making his way around, and he'll grid up next to Mr. 180 Michael Thorley out of West Auckland in the NZ GT Radials Vertex Link Engine Management RB30 powered 750 horsepower Nissan 180 SX. That is going to be our first battle of the day in the top 8. Launch Master Willie down on the line. Gives a thumbs up. 3, 2, 1, full send. Here we go. Well, we'll see the two drivers head out to commence the first lap, the first half of the battle. And it'll be Michael Thorley who kicks into life. Oh, looks like he may have run over a left front, sending it wide, but he'll come through. You can see Sean Potros really trying to get in the pocket as they come through and set themselves up to head down into the hairpin. A nice line, a bit of a gap starting to form. You can see that Potros starting to shallow up his line to gain back his proximity, and they come through to finish. A nice drive, great lead.
Wow, yeah, Steve, have to say. Obviously, shut off on the mic on that one. Just really want to take in that battle. But as hopefully we go through to the Repco replay, I will really digest this run here. Obviously, Thorley leading out over Sean Potros. In my eyes, a little bit of a messy run. You just watch here from Michael Thorley coming up here, a good bit of aggression. Rotates the car right outside there, nearly runs the wheels over the ripple strip, pushing wide into that outside zone, but Sean in the middle there, a little bit shallower, getting caught out there, now pushing wide, missing that inside clip. Thorley pushing nice and wide into that outside deep zone. Sean transitioned a little bit earlier, really trying to catch that proximity, and now look, pushed wide on that outside zone. So not the best chase run I would have seen from Sean Potros from a fairly decent lead run there by Michael Thorley.
Well, the cars both head back onto the grid again. They'll line up and they'll swap over, get ready to go again. Thorley led the first time. It's now Sean Potros' turn, and we know how quick he can be around the circuit. He's just going to have to ensure that he gets his line correct.
Yeah, you're right there, Steve. It's a slight advantage in my eyes, obviously, to Thorley, so the pressure will be on. Make Sean pull a mistake or something along the lines, but we know when he leads out, Steve, it is a phenomenal lead.
And let's see how these two go as Sean Potros, look at the angle as he fires through, comes through and he'll head him down into this outer zone. Now, he's about 3 meters off the inside clip, works his way back up, and you'll see him set the car back up. Here comes Michael Thorley trying to gain back, couple of bobbles in there, but Thorley can't get on the door. He's trying to gain back that with losing the angle.
Wow, Steve, that is yeah, that's going to be a bit of a tight one. Obviously, we've seen definitely a dirt drop from Michael Thorley in his first lead run. So let's digest here Sean Potros' lead as they run through here. Thorley leaving a bit of a gap in my eyes. You know, should be really up on the door here of Potros. Look at this from entry from Potros. Awesome through there. Runs the wheel right out on the ripple. Huge angle through this midsection. Real nice line. Probably tucked in here, a little bit tight, but managed to rotate the car to that outside point. Missed that inside clip, did Sean Potros, coming into the inside clip there. Michael Thorley sitting wider but doesn't have the proximity. But if we roll back to both lead for lead, chase for chase, I'm just going to have to jump next door there, Steve, if you take a bit of a rein on that.
All right, well, we're going to go down to see who takes the win. Cole Armstrong playing judge duty and commentator duty this weekend. He's heading down to have a chat, deliberate with the other judges. He's made his decision. He'll go through and pass that on, and then we will come through with a result. Let's have a look at another replay. So when we see it on TV, that is because the judges have called for it again. Drifting, a judge sport, judging on line, angle and style. This is the lead run for Michael Thorley. They will be checking right that point there. We saw that left front wheel bump up and over the curb. Now the curbs what we'd call out this weekend. So is that going to be determined as one wheel off? If it is, it'll be a deduction by all 3 judges in their scoring and could affect the result of the battle. Drivers sitting side by side. One of them's going to go home early. The other one will be strapping a new set of tyres on. Great crowd here today at Taupo International Motorsport Park, ready for some fantastic drifting action. And have we got a word from you? Dayton Templeman, Roddy Knowles, Cole Armstrong, 1, 2, 3. Michael Thorley takes the win.
You said it, Steve. Let's go down to Stephen with the guys.
Michael Thorley. That must feel good. You got off. That lead was a cracking lead.
Speechless. Yeah. Thank you. This is my first top 4, so I'm kind of yeah.
Should we leave it there and you go and soak up and get ready for the top 4?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Well done, Michael. Quick chat to Sean. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, good. A bit of a wait between our top 16 to top 8, but no, it's all good. The car's going strong. Can't thank Edward Frost and Ross Honor for building my motor between the rounds. It's going strong and taking a beating, so still good for Manfield, eh?
That's what we like to hear. We'll see you in Manfield, pal.
Yeah, we'll do.
We'll see you at Manfield. Of course, Manfield coming up 15th and 16th, I think, of April. Of course, tickets available at D1NZ.com. Then there will be round 4 of the D1NZ, round 7 of the Super Sprint. Next 2 cars ready to go, Cole.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I just also want to dive back into possibly how that battle is, just in case you're a bit confused, but more mistakes came down off the chase run, I think, for Sean, as all us judges did see. So very, very tight battle between both those guys, but the slight advantage going through to Thorley. But here we are for our next battle, Steve.
Well, here we go. All right, the 5th top qualifier from yesterday in the Colab Digital out of Tauranga. It's the, look at that, the LS GT86. Kurt Blackie leads the way, heads down into the hairpin. Where is Jace Brown? He is a mile back. Jace Brown gets on the loud pedal, is not going to gain back that proximity. A nice lead. He gets such confidence after the last round for Kurt Blackie. And look at the drive that he's put down.
Yeah, that was a good lead run. Let's check out the Repco replay here. Kurt has a different line to a lot of people through the midsection. He transitions to the outside zone and then he doesn't roll a lot of angle, but it seems to work. He still gets the line. Watch him through here. Just about drops a wheel on that outside zone here. Jace a bit wider from Kurt. Kurt transitioning nicely through here, but look at that. He doesn't roll a lot of angle through there. Still pushing the car wide, but pulled 4 car lengths on Jace Brown. Now, I don't think he quite got out to that outside zone was Kurt, but tucked the nose up on the inside, and I have to say a pretty clean run from both drivers through that section, but yeah, maybe a slight advantage to Kurt just on his transition through the midsection. He was quite quick through there, and obviously we'll now roll on to the second part.
Both cars have gone into the pits, I've just heard. I can't see them. I think they have. So obviously an issue for somebody. We know that with the gap between Jace Brown and Kurt Blackie, you know what? Let's give these guys a chance to fix the cars. We'll be back with more D1NZ action after the break. Well, down in the pits, looking around that beautiful car of Kurt Blackie. Colab Digital Gas Tech Services is an LS3 powered 700 horsepower Toyota GT86. Kurt Blackie out of Tauranga. He's had a great season so far. Had his first podium at Mount Smart Stadium only a couple of weeks ago. That was behind the wheel of Fangadan's old Century Batteries V Holden Commodore. Now, so we've heard it's a broken. Wow, you not just heard, but you can see that it's got a broken shifter. It is snapped off, so they're having a look to see what can they do. What can you do? Tell you what will fix everything. Gaffer tape. His dad down there, Nick from our D1NZ team as well. Kenny Ruddle goes up, puts a, he's about to hit the 5-minute bell and place it on the roof of Kurt Blackie. So a few teams will go down there, no doubt, ensure that, see, the 5 minutes has been called. Broken shifter for Kurt Blackie. Cole Armstrong, got any more news for us?
Yeah, he needs to do a bit of leg day by the sounds, ripping the shifter out of the handle. I think he's got like an old ring spanner, like cut down, and they've drilled the bolts through, but look at this. Who breaks the shifter?
Well, that's the
Kurt Blackie, eh?
Have you seen that guy's arms?
Yeah, I have. And someone definitely needs to get a rattle gun on that rather than ratchet spinner, because he may be there for some time, I think.
It's also a good indication of why you cut down your threads so that you only have that small amount.
Kurt, you're not going to be able to shift that, my friend. I tell you that. Someone needs to get him a rattle gun, though. Wow. But you know, just like that, hopefully he's got another shifter ready to go.
Looks like they've got something ready to go. Just put a couple of zip ties and some gaffer tape around. It'll be fine.
Great run though. Let's go back to that lead runner, Kurt. Just absolute awesome run by Kurt. Obviously still got 4 minutes to go. So a good bit of time, and let's see if he's got a shot.
What are they doing? Stephen McIver. Let's find out what's going on.
They're going to weld it.
Well, you can see the team busy grabbing bits and pieces. What are they going to do? Weld it? Oh,
they're going to weld it. Obviously, no one wants to give him a shifter. So, yeah, look at that. Lickety split. They're going to give it a good old stitch up.
Oh, I'll just make sure the wire speed's all right. It's probably got flux cord wire. No, there's a bottle there.
Yeah, probably good. Let's see that. That was good. Took the fuel away from that. Make it safe and sound. I love it.
Just get it in there. You watch this one here. The Fanger Dan's crew. Who don't they help?
Yeah, but look at this. See, it is. I told you. It's
Come on,
an
Jamie.
old ring spanner.
Yeah, so that's Jamie.
Yeah, managed to stitch it back up.
Welcome back to Taupo International Motorsport Park, and at the moment Kurt Blackie and Wolfie is taking a 5. He's got 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go. They are welding the shifter. Kurt's faced a lot this weekend, if you remember. He only did one run to qualify, dropped a 90, and is now in the top 8. I should just talk to him. Mate, when are you going to strike a weekend when nothing happens?
Yeah, I'm kind of prone for that, aren't I? But I do well under pressure, so no biggie for me. We just snapped our gear stick, so even if they can't fix it in the 5, I'll just go out with no gear stick. That's all good.
So what, you'll go without a gear stick?
Yeah, I'll just put it in gear and go.
So basically this leg day talk that's always been, it's actually you're doing so many arms, right?
It's arm day, buddy.
All right, so there you go. He's made the call. If they can't get it done in 2 minutes and 5 seconds and counting, he'll go out with what looks like a modern automatic shifter. Like this, so there's nothing there, but he's going to pop it into gear and give it a nudge. So that's what I love about Kurt Blackie. He'll just send it regardless. 1 minute and 52 and counting. He's saying he doesn't need much, lads. Just a couple of tacks.
Yeah, they've fully welded
Get a minute 50.
Up, Stephen. They've fully welded it up.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was cool so we could hold on to it. So you get a minute and 36 seconds. Look at them go. Look at them go. Don't you love this 5?
I hope they're using a rattle gun this time to put the bolts in.
Have you got a rattle gun to put the bolts in, lads?
We'll speed up. Don't look for the rattle gun. Just put it in there.
122 and counting. Like to put a bit of pressure on them.
He's going to get, look at the speed.
117. That man who was doing it has got hands like the Flash. That DC comic hero. How quick is he?
Well, while he's doing that, we've got a couple more cars lining up, getting ready to go back out. Is he going to get there? 1 minute.
That's a big
Come
spanner.
on.
How good's that? It's one big spanner. 55 seconds and counting.
Wouldn't be an issue if it was a...
Wheels back on.
Oh, there we go. Why did he have wheels off? We've got a couple of cars cruising around the circuit, having their sighting lap. The People's Champion in the 4 and Rotor Silence Clothing. Itis Transport RB30. That's South Auckland's the People's Champion.
32 seconds and counting.
Oh, come on.
He's given us the wave off with a flick off. Are we good to go?
27, great number.
Start her up, and when you get that clock off the top, we are good to go.
Well done.
Wolfie's team have done the job, and he's got a honking big spanner.
Well, there we go, eh?
That was the slowest change. I mean, they put way too many, like, let's weld this whole thing up. I'm amazed they didn't pull a grinder out.
I've seen people change a whole diff in that 5 minutes.
Well, who have we got up here? We've got the South Auckland West Side Slider. Now, he stopped down here once last time he was here, and you had to put him out.
Yeah, I did. He caught himself on fire. Well, not him, but his car.
The Taniwha, the mighty Taniwha.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Nico, wow, has he had an eventful first battle already? Huge contact. And
Connor Halligan, yes.
Yeah, top 16 was that. The car was all fours right up in the air, all rears actually, right up in the rear. So something insane to see. And here we go, the Mibico Napa S14 of Dave Steadman, driving really well. Looking forward to this battle, Steve.
His teammate out of the competition, but it's his birthday. Happy birthday to both Adam Davies and Troy Jenkins. It's okay, that's natural. They just got to get rid of a little bit of smoke out of the cabin.
Look at this. The sun has come out down here in Taupo and really putting it on for the last part of the battles here, Steve.
Well, it's top 8 time. We've already found one person to find their spot in the top 4, which is Michael Thorley. This is the left-hand side of the tree. It's the right-hand side of the tree, sorry. It is Nico Reed going up against Dave Steadman. Let's see how they go. Goes down to the hands of Launch Master Willie as they're released as the higher qualifier, qualifying in second position. Yesterday, Nico Reed will lead out Dave Steadman. He qualified in 7th. Let's see what Nico Reed and the Taniwha can do. 4 in rotary on the side. Silence clothing on the window. Here comes the People's Champ. Big angle, fast speed for Nico Reed coming through. You're going to stall that car up. He's off his line. Tries to bring the nose back down, resets the car, and will head down into the hairpin. Big angle, big lock. Powers out through the circuit. Look at the chase, a great chase on the bumper at the end by Dave Steadman.
Oh, what a run there, Steve. What a run. What a drive there by Nico Reed. A few little bobbles there by Dave Steadman. I know he'll definitely be thinking about it. Let's go to the Repco replay here. As we dive into the first part of this battle, Nico Reed leading out Dave Steadman. Now, I like the aggression here. Nico holding the car up, bang, good snap entry. Little bit off that inside clip there. Not quite pushing really as wide as we'd like to see through that centre section, but Dave having to really stall the car up to sit in behind. Not quite holding the line that we wanted to see in the chase car, but Nico also missing that outside zone and really tipped it in. You see the huge lock he did, Steve, coming into that last section and having to gather it back up. So now we digest that a little bit more up to the replay. Probably not the cleanest run by Nico Reed for the lead out, and Dave Steadman as well as in the chase, but did pretty well for the scenario that both drivers sort of put down there. So pretty even, I think, through that. A few mistakes from both drivers, especially on line for the lead driver.
I think it's going to come down to this lap here. If Dave Steadman absolutely nails the line, he could nail the battle. We'll see what the Silence Clothing 4 in rotary Titus Transport RB30, the People's Champion Nico Reed, can do from the chase position. But who will it be? Ryko 24/7, Mimico, Napa Auto Parts. It's the RB32. It's Dave Steadman who leads out this run. Inside clip grabs it a little bit out of that zone.
Oh, that's it.
But where is Nico gone? But he's just chucked the wheel off. It's a 0 for Nico though. So Dave Steadman is going to go through, needs to hold on to this. As long as he doesn't zero out, then he is going to grab the win and head through.
What are we talking about?
Ooh, it's flames coming out the back end.
Wow. Oh, don't we like to see that out there, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that. Dave Steadman's lit those rear tyres on fire, but what a shame to see Nico Reed didn't even initiate into the first section. So
now
yeah,
we know that Nico had big issues earlier on when he basically went airborne on the back end of that car. We can see the safety crews heading over to get rid of the rubber.
Well, here's the Repco replay here, Steve. Let's digest this. Obviously, Nico's coming up the inside there. Looks like he goes to shift and just nothing. nothing right there. So Dave tips it in really nicely. Nice wide line. Pushing the car, it's in the outside. Nico's pulled it, but look at that big wheel drop of Dave Stedman. Lucky it wasn't more than 2 wheels. So it's a half a point from each judge on the deduction through that from Dave doing a wheel drop. But yeah, real shame to see Nico pull out of that run, and yeah, didn't get to finish it. So
team down there just putting out the fire. Now that car will be, assure you, will be totally fine to continue. NZKW Luxury Sports, a couple of names that have always been on the side of the taniwha of the People's Champion Nico Reid. Of course, Alan and Pare from Foreign Rotor, those guys there have been big supporters of the South Auckland kid Nico Reid. 3 kids will be watching at home with mum, cheering on for their dad. Valvoline D1NZ, round number 3 here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. The bottles come out of Dave Stedman's car, and he will return to the pits. I think it's cut and dry. Sir, you won the race, but you didn't do it. They won the battle, but you didn't do it well.
yeah, is there still some flame on that car? No, they've obviously put that out, but yeah, as easy as that, it can happen. And you know, a lot of rubber on the excess part of that car, and as they come into that rear zone, they're coming off throttle. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, where's the smoke coming from? No, it's George from Inspire You. Check them out on Facebook and social pages. Just blowing things around with their drone.
Yeah, a bit of a shame there from Nico Reid to definitely pull out in that last section, but there we go, 1, 2, 3. Dave Stedman gets the win, so we'll go down to Stephen McIver, see what happened with Nico.
Yeah, that's why we get for Dave and Nico. Man, what happened, buddy? You look a little gutted.
Yeah, definitely. But that's racing, that's motorsport. Had a bit of a misfire coming up, maybe a coil, igniter, not too sure. But hats off to Dave. Thanks to all my sponsors for getting me here, Ford and Rotary, Titus Transport, SSA Wheels, all my boys, all my crew, Heavy, all the boys. Without them, I couldn't get here.
Mate, are we going to see you in Manfield?
Definitely.
Can't wait, mate. Look forward to it.
Cheers, mate.
There you go. Nico Reid doesn't go through, but one man that does go through is Dave Stedman, who was actually putting on a smoke and fire show. Congratulations, you're through, mate. Woo. What went down?
What can I say? She's hot. That was epic. It's been a long time since I battled Nico. Awesome to get back out on track with him. It's so cool. Real stoked to take the win. Obviously not that great that I caught the bloody thing on fire, but hey, we got it put out, and we've still got a car to continue in.
All right, see you in the top 4, eh?
We will. Thanks, mate.
Well, 2 more cars heading back out. Other half of the battle, 5-minute. So each driver has the ability to use a 5-minute bell, essentially.
Yeah,
once. He's used his up.
Per event.
Yes.
That's if you called it in your, if you called it in the, what is it called, qualifying or whatever, that you only get one all weekend. So here we go. We've got these lads. We've got these lads coming up next. So going to be an interesting one. Hopefully Kurt's shifter can hold back together and get him through the run here. I think there was if my memory serves me right, there was a good clean run there by Kurt. Jace had a few wee mistakes in the chase, but let's see. Here they go for the second part of this battle.
Well, it is the second part of the battle. That's the Hamiltonian, the 07. It's the Vitoitised Valvoline. Look at that boss. S13. It's got the monster V8 under the bonnet. Jace Brown absolutely hammering it down with Kurt Blackie in chase position. Blackie, he looked like he almost straightened up at that point there. He'll go up and slide it in. Finish off his lap. Blackie, oh, how much angle do you need? And that's not good for Kurt Blackie.
That is not good for Kurt Blackie. Right there. Yeah, had a real advantage, but through the midsection. Let's digest through this one. Repco replay here. Jace Brown leading out. Now Kurt knows he has a slight advantage. Well, hopefully he did. And didn't really need to, I guess, push 110%. You can see here. Leaves a bit of a gap. Look at that. massive entry by Jace Brown. Really caught Kurt out in the smoke through that centre section. Jace was really shallow through the mid there, did miss that outside zone, but Kurt pushed a wheel over on the inside and then dropped the wheel on the outside as well. And then we watch through this centre section here, gets right up on the inside there and really over-rotates the car. Pretty much comes out of drift, so bit of a shame there for Kurt Blackie on that one, I have to say.
Well, they'll start heading down, parking up side by side. Just a message for the TV3 viewers. Thanks for checking out the D1NZ. If you want to continue doing it, we'll be heading over to Sky Sport with highlights coming up in the next few weeks here on CRC Motorsport. Deliberating, judges talking. Still checking out replays. What are they looking at here? So, this is the Jace Brown lead. Brown comes through. That's a nice line. No issues at this point. I'm watching the lead car. One wheel off though for Kurt Blackie. And then at some stage he shallowed right up, and this is where I thought he shallowed up too much, but no, he was dragging on a handbrake to reset himself for this turn. But again, too much angle and a big reinitiation. Heavy deductions are the mistakes made by Jace Brown in one lead. Going to be enough to get Kurt Blackie through, or is Jace Brown going to go up and challenge in the top four again for the second year in a row? What have you got for us, Cole?
Well, as we would have seen, you know, few mistakes by both drivers. Obviously, wasn't the cleanest of Jace Brown's run through the centre section. He was quite wide on the first part of the zone, missing that first inner clip and really not pushing wide. But Jace Brown does get the win on this one there, Steve.
Now, this is the third time I've come up to. Did you hear the result? There we go. Congratulations for the top four. Lead good, Chase?
Nah, scrappy on both behalves. Unfortunately, Kurt had a big bobble behind me. I didn't make it easy for him. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Kurt. Yeah, wasn't the best run on my behalf.
But through to the top four?
Yep, definitely.
All right, but let's go and see Wolfie, because I'm just having a quick check. Look at that. The old shifter's still on. They said the lads did a great job on Wolfie. It's one of those days again, buddy. Hey, you give it everything.
You win some, you lose some, and that's just the aim of the game. Have had an awesome weekend, and props to Jace. He's a phenomenal driver, and it's always good to drift with Jace, because this goes balls to the wall and you can commit so hard. So hats off to him. Hope he goes all the way and he wins it.
Mate, love your attitude. We'll see you in Manfield.
You sure will. Cheers.
Well, straight into the next battle of the day, and it is Taylor James who's going to lead out Fanger Dan Woolhouse. It's the ProWear Valino tyres machine. We know it's got grip, but it's the Century Batteries Castro RTR Mustang that's tucking in behind. And look at this thing billowing smoke. Look how much grip he's got out there. Taylor James out of Tokoroa. Inside clip. That's a beautiful line through there, and we'll see him head back up the hill. Fills the outer zone. Here comes Fanger though. Fanger absolutely lost in a cloud of smoke, holds onto it though, and will come through to finish.
Wow, those tyres are phenomenal. Look at the amount of mechanical grip. Now, Fanger doesn't have the fastest car, we know that. But look, he was able to really pull the pace up on that one and try and keep with Taylor James, but what a stellar lead. Like, he's been doing that same run all weekend. We've got the Repco replay here, Steve. Watch this. Taylor is jacked up, ready to go. Fanger right up on the door here as they come into the first part of this section. Massive entry there. Look, Fanger right up on the door there, but sort of got lost a little bit and fell back. Taylor nice and wide through the center section here, dropping the nose to transition to this outside zone. Picks the car up, really trying to push wide.
to now drive right out into that outside zone. Look at that huge transition for Fanger into that outside zone. Tyler quite tied up on the inside there, but nothing too crazy. He definitely still could have pushed a lot wider. I think what we saw Fanger do in the chase side there, but whew, this is going to be an interesting one for Taylor to sit behind him.
Well, it's return serve time for Fanger Dan Woolhouse, of course, 3 times and defending New Zealand Drift King, Fanger Dan. He leads the championship after winning the first and second rounds of the 2023 D1NZ season. And he'll be wanting to try and do it again. He's got some work to do if he doesn't, though, to get himself there. Again, looking at the replay, Cole, what are the judges? You're a judge. What are you looking for?
Well, obviously Taylor didn't really get right out into that outside zone through here. Did he drop a wheel just through that centre section there? He didn't here. I think he was all okay. Didn't quite push out to those outside zones we're really looking. He's quite shallow through this part as well. Look at him really driving around the inside of the corner. So not the best line that we want to see from Taylor, but still nothing too shabby.
Well, let's see what they can do in the second half of the battle. Can Taylor put down a can Fanger put down a scorcher lead like he's just seen with Taylor James? You know what? He's a 3-time champion. Of course he can. Comes through and absolutely fills, switches up, and he'll start heading his way down the hill. Big angle, and I thought he was off his line. He has come a little bit closer to him. Here comes Taylor James, though. Taylor absolutely on the bumper. Oh, well, there's going to be a Donny D repeat there. Comes through and will finish the lap.
That's a tough one there, Steve. That's a tough one. Wow, that's a pretty good run there by Fanger there. Massive entry. Taylor did blinking well to sit him behind him. Oh, we could definitely see a lot more angle there from Fanger down. Let's check this out. Holy. Look, Fanger's definitely a little bit slower coming up the hill. Look, Taylor right to the side, but was able to sit with him. Bang. Massive entry through there. No wheels off. Fanger right out to that outside zone. Taylor transitions really nicely, sitting wider, which actually gave him a bit of clear space. Did miss that outside zone, and Fanger was way off on that inside clip as he transitions, then just backs it into the end corner. This is great driving by both these guys. And look at Taylor James right on the rear bumper there, Steve. Wow, I'm going to go and have to talk to the...
Well, off Cole runs to the judges' room next door, and we've just... So I think one of the things that they're looking for is a potential touch between the two cars. So we're looking at, still can't see anything there. Looking at it, I mean, there probably is a touch there, maybe. Oh, so okay, they're looking for a touch. The judges are looking for a touch, or the other two were, Cole wasn't, to see if there was a touch that actually sent Fanger Dan further off his line, because of course he set down a scorcher lap, but he was a little bit off that inside clip, and I guess what they're saying is, was he touched by at the back or the side of the car? Maybe we just go up and have a look and see if there's a Pro Wheel sticker on the side of Fanger's car. So this is where they're looking to see if there's a touch. Inconclusive, I'd say.
That was a tough one here, Steve. That was a tough one here.
Taylor James, he's going to go through.
Popular win for Taylor James, goes through to the top 4, man. I got to say, I keep coming back to the word I used before, aggressive driving, paying off today.
That's it. We knew Fanger was going to be a wild driver like he always is, and we had taken a bit of grip out of the car, which I think felt good on the lead, and then the tyres were sort of worn enough to be good on the chase, so that's a win I really wanted to get. So yeah, big thanks to all the guys who have helped out, and Carl Valino Tyres getting the job done.
All right, mate, see you in the top 4. Better talk to Fanger. I actually don't have to go too far because he's on the old left side. Mate, this is what it's about. Great battles.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely opened the door for him. I just really want to put down a real good lead run. Gave him all the opportunities to really own me. So he did a good job of that, and hopefully he goes right through to the end.
Stig, you still have the championship lead, so there's a long way to go for everybody else yet.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not thinking about that. We're just out here having fun, eh? So, no, that was a good run. I wanted to do better on my chase against Taylor, but I knew we weren't as fast as him, so we just try to do what the judges want and stick to those lines and maximise our way through like that, but didn't pay off this time. But we'll be back at Manfield.
You'll be back. Thanks, champ.
Cheers, mate.
There you go. Taylor James goes through the top 4 and knocks off the champ. So the champ will not be sitting atop of the podium as he did at round 2 at Mount Smart. Taylor James, he needs something to happen. This could be the weekend. Let's take a closer look.
I'm Taylor James. I drive a Nissan S14 sponsored by ProWear. I think it's my 4th season in Pro now. Last year we came out 3rd, wasn't too bad, but yeah, we've had previous good results in that. I guess it probably started, probably shouldn't say it, but it was on the streets of it, I guess. Just had sort of turbo cars, Skylines and stuff back in the day, and just sort of progressed from there. A Skyline I had as a road car, I took to a Hampton Downs track day actually. It was my first ever track day, and sort of just caught the bug from there, and got a Safiro, ended up entering Pro Sport in that back in 2018 I think. Yeah, just progressed from there, built an S14, done 1 season of Pro Sport in that. We took that same car to Pro for our first year, second year, and then this will be its second year in Pro. My first ever round in Pro was at Tiratonga right down south, and I managed to get 3rd. And that just gave me the bug, that extra bit of grip, the bigger tyres in there. It's an extra buzz on top of it again, you know. So from there on in, it was just try and full commit to what we can and try and make things work. You feel the nerves and the adrenaline before you even get onto the track, you know, and it's cool, sort of emphasising a bit of skill. When you come into competition, there's a criteria of what the judges want you to do. So I like that aspect of it. It's the feeling of, you know, the pressure, and you know people are watching you to do well, and so I know, I like that side of it. A lot of people, that sort of gets to them a bit, but I just sort of, I know when I drive out there, I sort of just try and brush off the nerves and just drive hard and see where we end up at. You know, people like Fanger, Adam and Dave, those sorts of guys, those are the guys I looked up to when I was young, you know, watching the sport, coming into Pro Sport and that, those are the guys that sort of got me into the drifting, you know, and it's, I don't know, that's the buzz for me, just getting to drive with any of those guys, and everyone's got good setup, you know, everyone's got strong cars and gearboxes and engines and that these days, and I don't know, I think it helps. You can commit more, and you know everyone in Pro they're good to go, you know. Well, so you've got a facelift S14 Sylvia, you know, we don't have the budget to go and blow at a shop to build a car, so we just build it all ourselves, all our roll cages and everything. It's an RB30 block with a 3.4 stroker in it, dry sump. We found that to get away from most of the oiling issues RB motors have is just dry sump it, and it literally pushes in what it needs and sucks out what it doesn't. Run just an old Jericho 4-speed gearbox, nothing flash, just once again it's a budget thing for us. But it works, it's fine, touch wood, it's been great. And just a vintage rear end with some drive shaft shop rear axles, Wisefab version 2 front and rear, and run a max ECU. It does make a good amount of grunt. We run a Borg-Warner EFR 9280 turbo, so a big turbo, but we do have a big displacement motor as well. So yeah, so Brian's tuned it up. I think high boost is 31 pounds and it's 970 horsepower at the wheels, but there's not many tracks around here that we need to use all of that. So we've turned low boost up to a setting that we feel is about right. But now this year we're running these Valvoline tyres, thanks to Carl Thompson. Valvoline New Zealand, we're almost needing all of that grunt to get it to the ground. These tyres are just soft and grippy, they have the side bite, yeah, we almost need all of that grunt just to get it to go, because they are seriously a real grippy tyre, eh? This year, Darren Kelly's not driving in D1NZ. He's opted to help me and another mate of mine, Mitch Slana from Australia, that's over here. It's just good to have him, you know, every time we go out, he's what are the tyre pressures? So he notes that all down, and then after the round, we can relay that information and mean these pressures didn't work with this, and we can just change stuff. Say next year, we'll end up with a decent setup for every track, you know. There's so much setup in the cars now that it does make a difference. There's that much adjustment, and the cars are so on edge of being too grippy. It's big help having Darren on board. So you've got quite a big crew, a lot of it's sort of family and mates that I've grown up with, you know. We make it work. Everyone's got a job to do and they help us out where they need to, and yeah, it's sort of cool. I've always tried to have sort of as much input in the car as I can, you know, it's cool that they work on the car and do stuff for me, but I'm also one of those guys, I'd rather try and do it myself as well, you know, but
when it comes time in battles and everything's heated and that, it is sort of good to be able to just chill out a bit, let the boys, you know, change an axle or whatever. It's, yeah. So no, big thanks to all the crew, honestly. It's they make it happen every round, time after time.
The lad from Tokoroa doing it this weekend here at the Taupo International Motorsport Park in round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ. He makes the top 4. He will come up against Dave Steadman, and then it'll be Michael Thorley in his first ever top 4 against the Green Frankenstein, backed by Valvoline, yes, of Jace Brown. The top 4 is coming now.
Well, it is certainly coming now. Top 4 of the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship Round 3, Taupo International Motorsport Park. Our next battle is about to become Vitor Tyres Valvoline Royal Cars Tyre Traders. This thing is a supercharged 1UZ producing 800 plus horsepower. It's the boss Nissan Silvia S13 out of Hamilton, Jace Brown. He is heading next. He is heading out onto track, and he will face out of West Auckland in the NZ GT Radials Vertex Links Engine Management RB 30 pound 750 horsepower Nissan 180 SX Michael Thorley. It is the Link ECU top 4, and we are about to find our first person to take a spot in the final.
Oh, we are indeed, Steve. There's been some pretty exciting battles. This track is a track where you can commit so hard here, because you know whoever is leading out is doing exactly the same thing. So it puts on a great show, and obviously some very close battles at high speed. You know, these guys are coming through this midsection 120, 130 kilometers an hour, which is phenomenal, right on someone's door. So let's see for the first part of this battle here, Steve.
Well, as the higher qualifier, qualifying in 8th position yesterday, Michael Thorley will lead out this battle and comes through, hits that beautiful outside zone, brings the nose down and will set himself up to come through this part here. Very technical, inside clip, he grabs it. RB absolutely purring out there, but listen to that 1UZ of Jace Brown really trying to fall into the pocket. Wow, how wide can you get? Michael Thorley comes through to finish, and that'll wrap up a nice lap. That was a great lead run.
Yeah, it was a great lead run, Steve. Obviously, very nice through the centre section, transitioned nicely, but as we go to check out the Repco replay, I'm going to point out a couple of wee things that I possibly have picked up on from the lead run here, but let's watch this from Michael Thorley as they come up the hill and enter into this first section. Thorley nicely just running over the side of the ripple there, pushing nice and wide. Jace Brown a little bit off on the line, I have to say, but really closes the door here, transitions nicely, tucks the nose in really well inside to that inside clip. But watch here, Thorley over-rotates it as he throws it into the backside corner, pushing really wide, missing that whole outside inside clip. And Jace Brown doing a good job sitting out with him as well. Obviously, when the car does go off in the lead in front of you, you really want to chase that. So Jace really had nowhere to go but follow Thorley, and that was to miss that inside clip. So real good lead there by Michael Thorley, but a bit of a mistake at the end there.
Well, you've always said it, if you want a great chase run, you've got to have a great lead run, and that is probably going to see a few penalties from the likes of yourself and your judging buddies next door. Let's go and see the second half of this battle. We'll go down to Launch Master Willie to look at sending them. He's on his radio. Can I go? Can I send them? Willie joined us for the D1NZ about 3 years ago. He's certainly a welcome member of the team as we get ready to go. 3, 2, 1 in the hands of Launch Master Willie. Off we go. What can the 07 Frankenstein do this time? Jace Brown qualified in 13th position yesterday, and he comes through nicely. About a metre off that outside zone, comes through and resettles the car down, absolutely flying out there. Let's see where the nose of the car is at this point here. There's an inside clip he needs to grab. He'll work that car out, and right here, outside zone, you can see the blue clips. He's going to bring it down, and this is going to be the difference. You can see even he is about 5 metres off, coming through to finish.
Yes, Steve. Not the most perfect run there by Jace Brown in the run on the lead there. Let's check out the Repco replay. Another tricky one for us to digest here. Watch him as he throws up here. Transitions in here nicely, but a metre off that inside clip. pushes nice and wide to that outside zone there, transitions nicely through the inside section here, quite tight, but rotates the car nice, misses that inside clip there, does miss that inside clip, but then transitions nicely, pushes quite wide, probably not as wide as we'd like to do, and kind of shuts the door on Thorley there because he wasn't very deep and then didn't quite get that inside clip. So yeah, well, it's going to be a tricky one here. I'm just going to go digest this with the judges there, Steve.
Well, it's going to come down to potentially mistakes. Cole Armstrong takes one more opportunity to have a look at what confirmed lead for lead. They're throwing them down. Can they find a winner? Thorley's certainly a little bit wider at this point here, but we see as he came through, there's a slight difference between where he was. Nice and low. He actually grabbed that inside clip, but up here, Thorley was well and truly off. Does it come down to who had the better chase run rather than the lead run? They'll check the leads, they'll check the traces. Proximity-wise, both did a great job. Are we going to see a winner, or are we going to see our first OMT one more time of the top four? Jace Brown, right-hand side of the screen. Out of Hamilton, supported by Vitor Tyres, Valvoline, Royal Cars, Tyre Traders, Waikato Auto, Locksmiths, and more. He's going up against Michael Thorley on the left-hand side. He's in the NZ GT Radials Vertex Link ECU RB30 powered at 750 horsepower, the Nissan 180 SX. Out of West Auckland, and Roddy Knowles, he went Michael Thorley. The other two said OMT. You went one more time and it went.
We're going one more time. Oh, you're happy about that?
Oh, I was pretty happy about that battle. Really cool battle with Mike. Been doing it for years, Pro Sport Pro. Yeah, real cool to have a jam of cars that are very similar. So, yeah, love that one, hey. Bring it on. Let's do it again.
Go do it again. Remember, this is Michael Thorley's first time in the top four, and you get it to go again. Now, please tell me you're not speechless.
No, not at all. It's all TV time. He's a good driver, and fun battles, right? That's what we're here for.
Well, go have another fun battle.
I will, and I'll see you soon.
Okay.
I'll see you soon, says Michael Thorley.
Yeah, that was a tough battle there, Steve. We sort of talked about a few mistakes, right? And it really came down to line on everything there. If we roll Michael Thorley, a great lead run through the centre section, but a huge mistake at the end. Missed that whole outside zone. Sorry, not outside zone, inside clip, inside zone, really pushing Jace to go nowhere. Jace, smaller mistake, missing the inside clip here. Then also missing the outside clip and a little bit too on the inside clip. So really pretty tight for us on that one. You could have, gone either way, but I think it's better to let them battle it out one more time, and let's hopefully get a winner from that. But here's our next battle, RB versus RB, another one I love to see there, Steve.
Well, as a higher qualifier, he will lead the way in the Pro Valvoline Tyres Roundwood New Zealand RB34th. This thing can produce 1,000 horsepower. It's Taylor James in the lead position. Dave Steadman out of Tauranga giving chase. Nice start. We know we've talked about how much grip this car's got. Oh, looked like Dave Steadman may have almost put a wheel off coming through. But he comes down. Look at the speed. Here comes Steadman. He's trying to fight back. He's going to try and get on that bumper. But you'll see this thing just grip up and go. No, Steadman's having none of it. A great chase battle.
That was a good chase. Obviously, we're not talking door to door, but we know the speed that Taylor's car has. Repco replay here is really going to show it. I think Dave definitely could have been a little bit tighter as he came through this chicane here and really got up on. Look at the gap that Taylor pulls instantly here. Good car length through the centre section, but Dave nearly dropping a wheel through there. Nice transition from Taylor through the centre section. Dave really tucking up on the inside. I think he nearly dropped the wheel through there as well, getting over the riffle, but catching back up through the centre section here. Look at Taylor sitting that car down. He did miss that inside clip. So not the best finish there by Taylor, and a few wee mistakes there by Dave Steadman as well, but pretty good lead. Well, then all good chase.
Well, it's time now to bring them through for the second half of the battle. Dave Steadman out of Tauranga drives the Napa Auto Parts Ryko 24/7 Mimico. That's an RB32 powered 800 horsepower Nissan Silvia S14. Stedman, his first ever win was in Manfield. Taylor's certainly won a few times in the past. We'll see how they go as they get released from the line. Are we going to see Taylor right on his door? Is Taylor going to hold back knowing he's got grip? Taylor's actually moved quite further forward, but off they go straight into action. It's S14 versus S14, RB versus RB. So coming through, not as far down towards the track, coming through that inside clip, back on the loud pedal again. Here comes Dave Stedman. Dave's almost produced the same sort of gap as what we've seen from Taylor James. He's actually gone bigger than what Taylor could. Comes through, grabs that inside clip and comes through to finish. Wow, that's a big one for you, Cole. You've got some work to do.
Yeah, these boys are not making it easy, I tell you that. Why doesn't someone spin out? Then I'd have no worries and it'd be all okay, but that was I have to say, a good lead run there by Dave Stedman. I just want to really check as we come for the entry here, but lucky we've got the Repco replay here to run us back through it here. Look at Taylor right up on the side here. Dave Stedman enters. Nice entry through here. Didn't quite push out super wide through here, but nice work. Look at Taylor really holding the car up, looking pretty good through that center section. Did miss that probably in a clip there as Dave pushed wide, but good finish here by Dave Stedman. Really pulled a bit of a gap through the last part of that section. That is that's a tricky one. I'm just going to have to digest this with the judges here, but
off he goes. Cole Armstrong makes his way. I can tell you from both of these teams here, I've always been great friends with both. I'm actually going to say now that he's left the room that I think Dave Stedman may have actually put down a slightly better lead run. If it comes down to lead, it's going to be advantage to Dave Stedman. Does it come down to the proximity of the chase? Judges still looking at replays. This one here will be the lead run of Taylor James out of Tukuroa, the 187. Got a great crew with him this weekend. Great team, and a big shout out to a special man, Cam Eulenberg, who's been following his mate out there. Been for a lot of drives with cars. Eulenberg's a big name in motorsport, especially Speedway. He's been hanging out with the Taylor James crew. Taylor James makes his way further down. Look at, and you can see that massive, well, we'll call it a dive. Wasn't really able to get big angle coming through for TJ. He comes through to finish. So Dave Stedman had very good proximity coming through at the end. Looks like we're going to go straight and have a look at Dave Stedman's lead this time. So looking for a handful of things. So inside clip, Stedman grabs it. He's about a metre off those cones. That's, well, maybe 2 metres off those cones. Now the nose of the car, down by the cones. Big switchback. Again, comes through, hits the inside clip. Just works his way up, settles it down, rear of the car against the Valvoline signs. Brings the nose back down and he powers through. Certainly grabbed that inside clip and created a slightly larger gap between himself and Taylor James. You can see they're certainly thinking, Cole, he's got his hand on his head. He's saying, what do I choose? What I'm going to ask he doesn't do is do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Just make a decision. Certainly looks like a lot of thought in the room next door to us. But Cole's made his decision. Haven't seen it yet. Let's just hope that, well, Cole's
Mate, we're talking not even a quarter of a point or anything like that. This was the tightest battle I've ever had to judge on that one, mate.
Dave Stedman, congratulations, making Adam Davies' birthday just that little bit sweeter.
At least there's some cherry on the cake today, eh?
Hey.
That was real tough. I knew Tay was super fast and definitely not the tidiest of battles, but man, I'm stoked to beat Tay. He's a real good mate and a real fierce competitor, so real stoked to get through.
See you for the run for the championship. Well, the round, should I say.
Yeah, championship's not looking too flash, but man, we're going to send it today.
All right, there we go. Let's have a quick talk to Taylor James. I know he'll be gutted. He's a real competitor. They had a good look at the lead runs. I think that might have been the defining thing for the judges.
Yeah, as soon as we had switched through the middle section when I was on my chase, I just had absolutely no tyres. It was just trying to play catch up from there, but is what it is. Yeah, I guess we could still go for third and fourth, I think. So
Points, go for the points, mate. Look for that podium.
That's right, we'll try and get on the podium and yeah, make something of it.
Keep smiling, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
Proudly sporting the Valino hat. Carl Thompson, the Valino tyres. Those things there, so grippy in the first one, but he kind of overused his tyres. Didn't leave enough.
You just heard that exactly there. He really was struggling to try and get through. That we're talking the smallest of margins in that battle. We had to really critique him. We were looking at wheel drops, right? Taylor James on the chase, on the entry, dropped the wheel as he came onto the into the section as he was chasing. Dave Steadman did the same as he dropped through the mid part of the track, dropped the wheel over the ripple through the centre section. The really telling factor was just the end part of the run there. Dave was wide and was able to hold it back and bring the car back in. Taylor was, just like he said, just had no tyres to really try and close that proximity up and suck the car back in there. Real shame to see, because man, that was an awesome battle, and we had to really nitpick that, Steve.
Well, every single result this weekend, I think I don't think I've had too much to say about it. I think they've been pretty good.
Well,
I hate OMTs, but I'm like, it's fair enough. Yeah, like, every one you've done of those, I'm like, that's a good call.
It's a pressure cooker sometimes. Like you could have. You could have said, okay, in hindsight, could be a one more time, but if we really want to put down to the nitty-gritty, look at corrections. Okay, as Taylor came through his lead run, as he exited the last part of the section, had a real big correction through there. Obviously, nothing major that you could see, but you could see the front wheels, you could see in the cab, and then you've got to run through the rest of the section. Such a tight battle. Those two drove really well, and obviously Taylor, with the pace he had through the centre section, was so cool to see. But yeah, tight one.
One of the things I looked at that battle was at the end of it, we looked at the line for line. I actually thought that Dave Steadman had a better line. That's what you guys decided as well. Yeah. The other one I looked at was the proximity of the two cars versus each other in their chase. But Dave Steadman again was a little bit closer.
Yeah, it was mainly came down to the end part, and as Taylor said, he had no tyres. He couldn't drive the car to get up onto Dave. If that had happened, we probably would have had a little bit of a different result. Just having that tighter proximity in that last part of the section there, Steve. But
so if somebody's got Valinos and they're higher qualifier, you kind of want to hold on to them at the...
Go down a gear.
Yeah, okay. What's happened here? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought they were lined up side by side, but they are not. They are going into the scrub box. Scrub box and drifting, we give the drivers an ability to get a bit of heat in the front. That's why, don't see a lot of smoke. This is the TT Industries scrub box, and now you'll see the rears start to bake, and that is just basically removing the sheen.
Yeah, getting some heat into the tyres. The track is quite warm out there, and obviously these guys are trying to get as much drive as they can up the hill and into the entry there. But hopefully, Steve, everyone back at home that's watching out there, they are understanding why the calls are happening. There's sometimes, obviously where we're sitting as well, Steve, is totally different to how the camera angle is, but we do get to watch the Repco replay.
Yeah, and we've got 6 of those camera angles.
Exactly. And we do get to see those small, finicky little things where we can slow things down and see where a slight mistake.
I've got to ask, have you, sometimes I've seen you kind of look like you want to go into the judges' box and yell at them. Have you yelled at anyone and said, how the heck did you get that result?
Everyone is on their own call, right, of how things are. And it is also... This is a different sport. It is judged, right? It is how I anticipate what I'm seeing, right? Everyone at home can anticipate what they see and how they see things as well. We're obviously trying to work as much as we can to the rule book and the criteria that has been given. But sometimes people can read different things, and see things in a different way and interpret things how they thought, that was further than what it should have been. But this is always a tough thing with the judge sport, and it's a tricky one. But here we go, Steve.
Well, here we go. So we've got Michael Thorley. This is the battle to send themselves through into the final. Who is going to face Dave Steadman? So we'll see the car come down. Inside clip just grabs it. We can see the Vitor tyres 07 Frankenstein washing right out. He needed to bring the nose in, and he's going to score down for that. Jace Brown, where did that come from?
Wow, Jace Brown carried some serious speed into that last section. But we also didn't see a perfect line there from Michael Thorley as well. Really missing that inside clip, but
Let's jump back to the Repco replay here and see what we got going on. Michael Thorley leading out Jace Brown. Nice entry here by Thorley. Tucking the nose right in there, pushing out nice and wide. Good centre section. Probably thought he was a little bit tight there and he might have dropped the wheel also. Jace Brown just dropping the wheel as he tucks through that inside clip. Now rotating so wide. Now thought he wasn't wide at all. He was sort of mid-track. Then sort of comes mid-track and doesn't tuck onto the inside. So a different line on that one, Steve, from both drivers. Jace pushing wide like the judges have been asking, but sort of too wide. I think a bit of marbles out there.
Yeah, almost need to sort of slingshot, go for that slingshot it, push out wide, diamond off the turn, maybe a bit of speedway sort of style, push out wide and then really tuck back in. Neither of them are able to do that, but you know, the tyres, they just get scorched by the time they get down there. This track here, I think it's surprising just how bad it can beat up your tyres.
Oh, big time. You know, we just seen Taylor James couldn't even get through a full run. A man that used to rinse a set of tyres very quickly. Filthy Phil Sutherland from down south. Wow, I used to always have a $50 bet with him to see if he could smash a set in one run.
Well, if anyone could, it was certainly Filthy Phil. Let's bring him back. But anyway, let's go to the action on track. And it's Jace Brown's turn to lead out. This is for a space in the final. Jace Brown, that's definitely a grab of the inside and a wheel drop as well. We saw a dirt turbo discoloration coming through. He'll reset that car up and try and power through. Is this going to be enough for Jace Brown, or is Michael Thorley going to grab his first final ever in the Pro Championship? I'm starting to think that that might be the way they are heading.
Wow, yeah, not the best run there by Jace Brown to end the section, I have to say. Just not able to pull the car up and get the nose right into that inside clip. Let's watch the Repco replay here as we try and break down this battle for you. Great run by both of these drivers through this start and centre section. Look at this transition here. Grabs the handbrake, does Jace Brown. Hard throttle on here. Rotates the car nicely. Now Thorley's quite up on the inside there, jumping right up on the door there of Jace Brown. Now Jace Brown drops a wheel through that centre section and doesn't push wide to that outside zone. And then has a wee mistake through here. It's quite tight and then just can't get the car to suck back on onto the inside. So not the best lead for both these guys. I'm just going to pop next door there, Steve.
Well, it goes down. We'll check out. We'll see who won the battle. Who is going to go into the final? More replays to go. Is it going to be the driver of the NZ GT Radials Vertex Link engine management RB30 powered Nissan 180 out of West Auckland, Michael Thorley? Or is it going to be the Vitua Tyres Valvoline Royal Cars Tyre Traders Supercharged 1UZ Boss Nissan Sylvia S13 Hamilton's Jace Brown? Jace Brown put in a nice chase, but then it all went wrong for him there when he washed out. He was able to maintain his drift, carry on and finish a car length or so back. It could go anyway. I can see they're still chatting away next door in the judges area. Cole very quick to make a decision. I can see you're already wandering back. He's going to fill us with all the information. Fingers crossed it's not the horrible one. Welcome back, Cole.
Welcome back there, Steve. Just running here, there, everywhere. You know, I've got to run a kilometre between where we're talking right now. And look at that. 1, 2, 3.
Fair call.
Yeah.
Michael Thorley, you were speechless getting to the top 4. Are you going to say anything now that you can actually battle for a round win?
So I want to say thanks to the crew. They're slogging it out here, changing tyres. This track eats GT Radials, which is cool. Let's go battle again. Like, more battles, the better.
All right, let's just have a quick talk to Jace Brown because he has really been on it. But probably when it mattered, maybe not 2 of your best runs, pal.
Yeah, I know, but hey, I'm having so much fun. This thing's singing. Vitai tyres are just a blazing. So let's do it again. See where we end up, 3rd, 4th.
Yeah, mate. Can I just say, every time you drive past all the pits, everybody stops and looks and listens to that mighty V8.
I get to about 8.5 grand. My vision actually starts to go blurry from all the reverberation.
All right, get ready for 3rd and 4th, pal.
All good.
Well, a great lot of battle there, Steve, from both those drivers, but it really just came down to the small amount of mistakes. If we went back through the memory banks, a few wheel drops there from both drivers, but I think, you know, they weren't perfect battles. They weren't perfect leads, perfect chases, but it just came down to who did the most small mistakes.
Well, you know what? Perfect battles. Perfect battles. That's what I want to see. Let's see a bit more of that after the break. Well, welcome back to the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, round number 3 here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. Of course, round 6 of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship, and we are into the battle for 3rd and 4th, the battle for a round win, Cole.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. We've got obviously Michael Thorley. He's up against Dave Steadman. Yeah, Dave Steadman, so he's chuffed, first final. He will be absolutely stoked. Same with Dave Steadman. Had a bit of a rough start to the season. Now they're looking to be on the podium.
You know what? Taylor James didn't get to the place he'd want to, but he's actually hasn't had the greatest of seasons so far. Just to be able to challenge for a podium, he's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, Jace Brown knows he is going to push really, really hard. Taylor James has been driving so well this weekend. As I said, Steve, when that battle with him and Dave Steadman, so hard to call. But it all came down to a few small mistakes and differences in line and whatnot. So hopefully he keeps pushing hard, gets onto the podium. It's a good confidence booster, like we said, after everything that sort of happened throughout the year. And he definitely will want to push on and try and finish the round on a high.
Well, it's certainly we're about to find out anyway. It's been a great weekend here. Here's one of the cars, Michael Thorley, just going through and checking out what's going on.
Love to see that they're not worried about our time limit and getting ready real quickly.
A few more vehicles packing down, moving out, getting ready to hit Manfield in only a few weekends time. Thorley, though, he's like, I'm going to go up and get myself ready. Thorley, there's one more battle before you need to come out. And that, of course, is Jace Brown versus Taylor James, the battle for 3rd position.
Hey, Steve, I just want to mention, too, how many of your favourite motors are in the top 4?
Well, Michael Thorley has a 2... No, he doesn't. Dave Steadman's definitely got a 2... No, he doesn't. Taylor... Oh. Hey, but I do own a 1UZ, and that's what Jace Brown's got, so can I claim something by... No.
Hey, you like them apples, eh? But he's all through the top 4 here. It's so good to see. And then we've obviously got the Frankenstein of them all, Jace Brown out there, and that 1UZ V8.
Supercharged. Well, this is the battle for 3rd. They're sending them out. Hurry up, get out there, Taylor James. Put your helmet on. Do it up.
This is going to be a good battle. Jace Brown's been driving really well. Obviously, I don't think throughout all of the battles we've been able to see him get that final corner perfect.
Well, this is his time. Look how narrow those front wheels are. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Valvoline on the front, Valvoline on the side, Valvoline on the back, essentially, for Jace Brown. Vital tyres strapped to the back. Hashtag because Jace Brown.
Does that say hashtag see happy?
I don't know what it says. All I know is if you're ever following him, it makes you smile. Jace Brown, he's
6'5", I think, 6'6". I think he's taller than me.
I was going to say one of the giants of, and then I realised that there's some very tall drivers in it. Look, you, Darren Kelly, remember him?
Yeah, I do. He's critiquing the judges as we speak right now. I quite like that I'm in here.
Yeah.
Because, he can't really come in here and talk to me because we're live on TV.
We're live. Go away.
Can't be talking to me. So quite like that. Danum and Rhodia, obviously digesting the battle before of Taylor and Dave Steadman.
Well, Taylor James.
This is going to be a good one here, Steve. Are you pumped? I'm pumped. This has been an exciting weekend. There's been some good battles out here, and no doubt Taylor is going to push really hard up onto Jace Brown's.
Well, he's going to be knocking doors. Let's have a look and see where they qualified. So, Jace Brown qualified in 13th position. Taylor James in 3rd place, which means that Taylor James will lead out for the first part of the battle.
It's a key part, Steve. A key part to your battles. You get to lead every run, like we've been watching Taylor just bang down that lead run.
How can you
a good advantage?
How can you save a little bit of tyre wear for this one here and make sure you've got a bit more legs at the end of the battle?
So I think possibly on the outside corner is to really roll off that throttle. You know, you can put the car in a good line, in a good position. He can downshift as well because he's been telling me he's in top gear, and obviously you're just absolutely rinsing the tyres.
Sure.
With a lot of wheel speed, so he can downshift and have a little bit less wheel speed. Try and save them, because obviously it's something he definitely wants to have in that final part of this section, is a bit of grip.
Wow, which direction is it going to go? Taylor James, he's like, I'm ready to go. Of course, Taylor James out of Tukoroa, as I mentioned earlier, sponsored by ProWear Valvoline tyres, the tyres that are turning the world upside down and drifting. Of course, Roundwood, New Zealand, been on the side of Taylor's car for many, many years. And he's going to go up against the Vitua Tyres Valvoline Royal Cast Tyre Traders 1UZ, Supercharged 1UZ, this Boss Nissan Silvia S13 of Hamilton's Jace Brown. Jace moving into position. As I mentioned, Taylor, the higher qualifier, qualified 3rd, will set the pace early. He will be the lead driver. Goes down to launch Master Willie. 3, 2, 1, full send time as Taylor heads down the straight. They'll make their way around the cones, a left-hander before Taylor hits the accelerator, kicks it into life. Inside clip, grabs it, still about a metre off where he should be. Brings the nose down, here comes Jace Brown. Jace trying to get on the bumper, but those Valinos are just driving him away. Where's Jace? Jace really having to put some commitments in. And there you go, the power of the Valinos with an amazing driver and car.
That's what we want to see, Steve. Wow, Taylor James, ladies and gentlemen, just showed you how to do an immaculate run. That was so quick through that midsection. Wow, that was sick. What a drive there by Taylor James. Really just left Jace Brown for dust. Watch this here as we got the Repco replay here. Taylor James coming up the hill. Massive entry through the centre section. Jace just running a wheel over the inside clip there. Look at this transition through here of Taylor. Massive angle through that centre section. Transitions back on throttle. Look at that inside wheel. Off the ground as they come into the last part. Look at that, he's pulled 4, 5, 6 lengths over Jace Brown through that midsection. Phenomenal lead run there by Taylor James, just putting down some serious gaps between him and Jace Brown. I have to say, Jace Brown, not a bad chase run, but just couldn't match the pace. That was massive.
Just talking to Keg from DKM Fabrication, and he's just mentioning about Taylor, that he might be underestimating Taylor. People, drivers maybe. He's fast on his lead with a fresh set of tyres, so they think they will catch him out when they lead, but will that happen? We saw it before.
That's the thing, you know, they're not. Taylor's obviously really using the tyres, so he's down to like probably the last third. He's using 2/3 in a run. We get to 1/3 for the last part of the run. So let's see if Taylor now can stick it with Jace Brown.
Well, Jace Brown accelerates off. We know that the car doesn't have the same sort of grip as what Taylor James does, but we know it's loud, we know it's obnoxious, and we know he knows his way around this circuit. He's won before. There's a tyre drop by Taylor James. James well and truly offline, goes through and dives down to gain back that proximity, but is it going to be enough? How much is that tyre drop going to hurt him?
Oh, dang, I thought this... Oh. That's not made it easy on that, but let's see. Repco replay here. Now remember, through this midsection, there's no braking, there's no hand braking, there's no decel zone. Should be a transition back on throttle. Nice through here by Jace Brown, pushing wide. Taylor sitting back just nicely through the centre section. Jace drops a wheel just through there. Taylor has a little bit of an odd moment through there. I wish we could drive back and really see what happened. Can we go back on that so we can try and see what happened through that midsection? But Taylor gathering it back up there. But did he understeer coming down the hill?
Well, they're going to go down.
Hopefully we're going to get another replay. I'm just going to shoot next door here, Steve.
Another kilometre run for Cole Armstrong. Just looking at the facial expressions, Taylor doesn't look happy. So let's have a look and see what we see as we ride on board with Inspire You, official drone pilot of the D1NZ. Was that a wheel off our chase car? It was past the ripples. So you guys may have been watching, may have been attentive, might have noticed that every time the drone goes through that certain part of the track, it heads off in the other direction. Why would he be doing that? Because Taupo International Motorsport Park, right next door, is a landing area for the aerodrome next door. So actually he flies into a flight path, which is a landing area, and he's not allowed to do that under CAA rules. So what we do is just prior to it, we pull out, make sure that if there are any planes coming down into Taupo in the Aero Club, that's never going to be an issue with all the technology of the drones, etc., that we fly around here. Still waiting, still deliberating. Will it be the 187? Will it be the 07? Nick Hoyle in front of us with the greatest back in D1NZ, the most well-known back with the least known face. Back to the lead run for Jace Brown. So Drace didn't quite see the same form of shot. Was that a wheel off for both? Well, there was definitely a wheel off there, bounced over, but did both drivers put a wheel off or just one? We'll come back down into the hairpin again. Again, any wheels off? We know that Taylor James got right on the back bumper. He gained back his proximity. Is that going to be enough for him to go through? Has he lost? Which way is it going to go? Mitch Lana just hanging out, having a chat to Taylor James. Lana's had the weekend to forget. Of course, the pilot's the Galore Parts A90 Supra. Issues with that car there. The engine let go on Friday practice, so we moved in to use the Mimico team's spare 13B rotary powered 180. Again, they're still looking at different angles, different shots. The big thing they're looking for is a combination of wheel offs. Maybe they think that they've seen a straight line. If you keep on looking, you'll find something. Sometimes it won't be what you want to see. So drifting to judge sport, the judge on line, angle and style. Line being a predetermined line that the judges ask the driver of the car to place the car on. Of course, the angle, certain parts of the track, they need to have more or less angle, and the style is a combination of both of those with a bit of fluidity. What are they looking for? You can't see a wheel drop from that angle, but you can certainly see one from this angle. Okay, so we're looking for left front wheels. Well, they both hit it, really. One, the ripple strip is out. That was a deduction. Of course, the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship celebrating 20 years of drifting. "20 years of drifting, 20 years of amazing drivers," and of course, we will finish off the season at Trustpower Bay Park Stadium, 12th and 13th of May. Just had the tickets are on sale at d1nz.com. just run an amazing promotion, the top 7 at 7 with 7 amazing winners, getting the opportunity to go for a drive with 7 lucky prizes. What have you got for us, Cole?
Well, man, that was hard. We've had to really digest that. There's a section that we just couldn't see what happened with Taylor's car. Really couldn't see, and it was hard to see. Jace dropped the wheel, Taylor dropped the wheel.
Here we go.
Jace dropped the wheel.
It's an OMT, so you couldn't decide. Rhodey says Jace Brown, Taylor says it's a one more time.
Yeah, Buzzy, man, it was so hard to see. Both had mistakes. I think Taylor's mistake, yes, it was a big mistake, but...
So just briefly, after all that, we're going to go again. Happy with that?
Yeah, super stoked with that. I just asked Tay, I need some more gas. We're out, so he's going to lend us enough to do the next run.
All right, get on with it, mate. All right, just go and see Tay. We call him the petrol man as well. Okay, mate, go again.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I made a huge mistake, lost in the smoke on the inside there. I thought Jace was going to go a bit wider, so I cut up and got lost in the smoke. So, no, happy to go one more time.
All right, go get it.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, there he goes. He just said he made a huge mistake. You can now go up and give the win.
change the score, you reckon? No, both drivers did some serious mistakes through the whole section. The wheel drops, we remember, is a half point each judge. And if we look at it, Jace dropped 2 wheels through the section. Taylor, yes, dropped the wheel through the midsection after following Jace through there. Yes, then had a bobble. Just so tough, man.
What's going to happen now? Are we going to start the final?
No, you can't.
Exactly. So
those boys need to get a wriggle on and change those tyres. We want to see record pace for the set of tyres going on there, mate, I tell you. But I don't think we can send the final. I might be wrong. Oh, did you see that? Oh, classic. I seen it. No one else probably did, but anyway.
Let's have a look at a few highlights from the day so far. This round 6 of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship. It's the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, round number 3. And what a smoke show it has been. Seen issues for
5. He's got
issues for Kurt Blackie. Look at the speed of that man.
They did so well, eh? Broke a gear stick, but just bit of a shame there.
And I guess Kurt, we're going, that could have been me.
And this was another shame of a battle too. Obviously Dave Stedman taking the win, but real gutted not see Renico Reed do the second part of his battle with a misfire there, but another insane battle, Steve.
Oh, this one here was one for the ages.
Bang, look at that of Taylor James. I'm here, bud. What a battle it was.
I'm here and I'm not scared. Launchmaster Willie, I certainly hope he's got some suntan lotion on. The thumbs are up, the thumbs are down. We've got some winners, we've got some not winners. Michael Thorley's certainly seen a lot of thumbs today.
It has. There's also been a lot of messy ones. Now this was the part, a real key part. Look, Jace Brown drops a wheel through here, but what happens through there with Taylor? Look at he comes through the smoke, still holding angle. So okay, he didn't have an understeer there. If his wheels were turning the other way, would have been a different decision right there, Steve.
Who wants to be a judge? You do.
So hard, mate, especially down to this last part. So having a talk too with Danham Templeman, obviously he went for Taylor James through there. Now, he'd classed as where Jace Brown came through the centre section, dropping a wheel on the inside line, sort of washing out and being a bit tighter than he should have been, really put, yes, Taylor in a pickle of a line. So he caused a slight bit of fault to Jace Brown, therefore making Taylor have that slight mistake through that centre section. And well, obviously Rhodey seen the opposite way, and myself, well, I sit in between. But here we go here. That's Mitch Lana just there talking now with Taylor James, our Aussie battler, coming over. Had a heck of a weekend, I might say.
How did the internationals go at round 3?
Yeah, probably not the best, buddy.
Yeah, well, when I say... actually, I was just trying to have a look, and I can't see any names in here from our internationals.
Nah, me either, but I am excited, right? Manfield coming up. Awesome track. Fast, speedy, and then what have we got, Steve?
And then we've got the grand finale of the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship Trust Power Bay Park Stadium in Tauranga. It's our round. We're from Tauranga. It's our place, and we're going to welcome people there.
Oh, we are indeed. I'm excited to hopefully have a lot of out-of-towners join the Tauranga vibe. Come and watch the drifting. It's going to be full on, and there is an exciting part about that round. It is the 20th anniversary for D1NZ, and something special is going to happen with a whole lot of people.
Ooh.
That gave you nothing, eh? That gave you absolutely nothing.
Is that the top 7 at 7?
What's that?
Oh my gosh, do you not look at social media? Everyone's had to hear my voice for the last 7 days. 7 top drivers. Talking about 7 top drivers, we had 7 amazing winners. Top 7 at 7, that's going to be, we're going to get them, bring them out. We're going to let them go drifting with the best 7 drivers in the championship. But there's also some more drivers that are going to be there, some former champions.
Oh, you did know about it. And yes, I'm looking really forward to that. We have some real old dogs coming back to enjoy the atmosphere.
Do you know how many champions there have been in the D1NZ?
9.
Go up.
10.
Yay, congratulations. I knew you'd know. Who was number 1?
Jarius.
Well done.
Yeah. Number 2?
Justin Rood.
Yeah. Number 3?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I think Carl Ruderman.
Yeah, okay.
I'm excited if Carl Ruderman comes back. Do you know I'm also excited? Gaz White better be coming back.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure I have a battle with him, and I'm definitely going to let him beat me.
Who's number 10?
Who is number 10? The last year's champion.
Should I just come out with it? Was it Liam Burke?
Oh! Wow, Liam Burke. Wouldn't it be good to see him come back?
Well, I know that they've been, Scotty D's been saying, come on, Liam, come back.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yeah, Scotty D as well. Have the hats off to that bloke as well, getting that beautiful car done and dusted. Obviously, wasn't the result Scotty D wanted for this weekend. You know, a few mistakes in the car, starting to really get the feel of it. I think he will definitely get a lot more comfortable in that BMW and really start to shake some feathers later on in the championship, and obviously as the years to come. Really good driver.
There?
It's a good quick turnaround there, Steve.
Yeah, I think it's just got an air freshener in the car. I think that's wonderful. D1NZ, I mean, every other championship, we can't put that on, too much weight. We must drill those bolts out and they must be titanium. We're like, we'll chuck a passenger seat and would go drifting with them if we could as well. Well, they're heading back out onto track now.
Yeah, they are indeed. What a quick turnaround there by both teams here.
It's
really
amazing how good Jamie can get those tyres, those Viator tyres on the back. I don't know if Jamie Allen actually does anything, but there's a shout out to him. He was famous last round. This time last year. Hasn't really shone on the broadcast. Well, come on, Jace, get rid of your air freshener. He pulls up next to. He's just pulled up next to the boys, saying, "Hey, good luck in the final. Wish I could be there." Dave Steadman, he's going to be parched out there. Look at him.
Yeah, they've been sitting there a little while.
Silver Fox.
Yeah. And here we go. Taylor James is up at the line.
Oh, he's already there. So we'll see a quick scrub.
Hopefully Coleman back at home is going to reset my judging thing, so I have the right people up, because at the moment I've got Dave Steadman and Michael Thorley, and I need it reset because we've got this one more time, Steve.
We certainly do. OMT one more time.
Oh, look at that. He changed it. Lickety split.
Yeah,
well
we've
done,
got an
Coleman.
amazing technical team in the D1NZ. They're so good that they don't even have to turn up. He's just hanging out in Auckland. Hope your dog is okay.
Yeah. Great team here behind the scenes, guys, that drives this whole championship. We've got the media guys behind us really breathing down our neck, I might add.
They're pretty good too.
They're very good. They're also clever.
Braden is. No, they're both pretty good.
But I know there's a bit of heat going on. We are tight for time as always.
Yeah, welcome to the story of Drifting 2023. Well, Taylor James, Jace Brown, the battle for third position. Who's going to go? Who's going to win it? Top The person highest in qualifying leads out. That was Taylor James sitting third yesterday. He's got the ProWare Valino Roundwood New Zealand RB34, 1,000 horsepower. Maybe he's going to dial it back and save himself some tyre. Off he goes. TJ, again, he's like 2 metres off every time. Comes through the switch and a wheel off. Comes through this section here now. Jace Brown, that again hasn't shown up to the battle. Was he put off by the car going off? I don't know, but the Valinos just power on out.
Yeah, that was a big mistake there through the centre section, of Jace Brown. Taylor obviously, yes, dropping a wheel, being real tight. Repco replay here. Let's dive into this one. Hopefully, it's not as hard for us to judge on this one, and we can get a victor, so we can roll on to. Oh yes, it is sudden death. So here we go. Taylor James, massive entry through this centre section. Rotating the car nicely through the midsection here, but watch this, bang, huge, what's that, 2 wheels?
No.
Huge wheel drop through there, and Jace Brown having a massive moment coming down the centre section, gathering it back up, holding the car into position, tucking back up on the inside there, but was that 2 wheels, or was it 1 wheel? That is something I am unsure of.
Just call for another replay.
Wow, yeah, we're going to have to watch that again, because that is huge. If that is 2 wheels, that's a lot of points. 2 points per judge. That's 6 points.
Well, let's have a look and see.
Well, I hope not. Hopefully they can slow it down for us. But a real tight line there by Taylor James. Yeah, nice entry through here. Putting the car out there. Good transition by both drivers right through here.
1. Oh, wow.
Is that 2 wheels?
Well,
I hope
what
not.
You can see.
Obviously a massive bobble through that centre section there by Jace Brown, but I hope that was not 2 wheels.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to go again. Hang on. What's happened here now? Taylor James has just called 5 minutes, while this show is going to certainly finish a little bit later than what we expected to. Taylor making his way as quickly as he can. He's not allowed to change any tyres, which is why he's... So you know what? We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time. Valvoline D1NZ round 3, the battle for 3rd and 4th. See you soon. Well, it's the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Round number 3, Taupo International Motorsport Park. Course part of round 6 of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship. Our next round, Manfield Circuit, Chris Amon, 15th and 16th of April. That'll be part of round 7 of the Super Sprint. We've just seen some action out on track. It's a battle for 3rd and 4th. It went one more time, and now we're looking at potential replays, etc. Our judges are trying to deliberate, trying to find out. In the meantime, though, Taylor James heads back onto the infield. We will find out. Kenny Ruddle goes through. He's getting ready to go up and put the 5-minute bell on it. They might just be asking the question. Darren Kelly, another 3 times New Zealand Drift King. He's down there. Brian from NDT Developments. The car is going up. They are going to jack it up, and then once the car is safe.
So we think bit of info on this one. Taylor's spat about a power steering belt, Steve, throughout the weekend already. And going back to the replay, he dropped 2 wheels on the inside of the ripple. Now let's see if they slow this down. Wrong angle we're looking at right now. Here it is. Here.
Okay, here's
1 wheel, and you watch the inside wheel over the other ripple. Bang, jumps back up.
Now Jace Brown did the same thing, but he's been taken there by the lead car.
Well, still, if you really digest it, we probably think only one. Like Taylor just dropped 2 wheels.
Now we said all weekend the ripple strip is not in. The ripple strip is out. So they basically need to be right next to it. Therefore, you're right. It has to be considered to be 2 wheels off, doesn't it?
Over the ripple strip is out. Over the ripple. I could be wrong on that, but I thought over the ripple strip, because that's where the white line is out. And he run 2 wheels. And obviously, if they're looking at front steering here, those ripples, we're running the opposite way.
Yeah, so
the track. So they are aggressive. Very aggressive. So I think there's possibly been a bit of damage.
How do we describe a ripple strip? It's basically like a series of humps that are made out of concrete. They normally go in a certain
direction.
and they go in a certain direction as the cars drive over them. It feels more natural when you're going in one direction, but when you go the other way, it's more like Harry Styles leading the band.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously not ideal right now, but we're going to have to wait. See, now with our ruling, right, the guys are doing nothing wrong here. We are so tight for time here. 6 o'clock we are off track, so there will no dilly-dallying going on under there, but as soon as they touch anything with a spanner on that car, that time starts. At the moment, they are just assessing the damage, and no 5 minutes has started. So, yeah, I think we're going to go to a break here.
We're on a break.
Oh, jeez, we're in a break. How did I not know that?
Because you're busy. Well, it's the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, and we are down in the pits, and Taylor James has the 5-minute bell on the roof of his car. Issues with the power steering column.
Yeah, look at that right now. They've got a whole rack. They're obviously looking at changing. They've done the first pass there for Taylor and Jace Brown. And yeah, if we just jump down from Stephen McIver. Stephen, do you want to get a bit of info from Taylor there, mate?
Okay, sure. Thanks, boss. What is actually going on, buddy?
So as I come out of that section, I felt the steering get quite heavy, and going up around the corkscrew there, it's just, yeah, I can tell it had lost power steering. I thought it was the belt at the start that had come off, but up over the back, I felt it come back and then go again and come back. So I just quickly radioed Darren and said, get the boys ready, I'll call 5, and it sounds like it's broken a hard line on the steering rack or something. So
well, it's going to be interesting because we're working against track time as well, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, hopefully boys can get it sussed quick, and we'll get back out there, eh?
Okay.
Well, there's 3:55 to go, 3:54. Taylor James, the boys, the crew, lots and lots of work to do. You can see everybody underneath. I think that might be, is that Darren Kelly? Probably not. D1NZ officials making sure everything's going on. Of course, you can see that the car was put on axle stands prior, just to ensure the safety of the people working underneath it. And I think with Harder Racing all over that shirt, that's not actually Darren Kelly, I thought it was. Mitch Lana, he's offered a hand as well. It's been a big day of drifting. It's been a big weekend of drifting here in Taupo. We've seen cars go up in the air. We've seen all sorts of different things. Nico Reed took a massive ride earlier on in the day. And now you can see they've got the ring and open enders out. They're trying to undo things. They're trying to go for a rack change. Are they going to get there?
Yeah, we're just going through how the points structure works on this one, Steve. Obviously, if you go back through the rule book, 2 wheels off is 10 points in qualifying.
Yep.
Or 2 points per judge.
You've got 10 points per run?
Correct.
Is that 20 over a battle, or is it 10 over a battle?
10 over a battle.
Oh, wow.
No, sorry.
10 over a runner.
10 over a run.
Okay.
Yeah, so 20 overall. So, tough one. Now, if they're changing a steering rack, they are pushing it for time. That is not a easy feat. Now, either what has happened is Taylor has dropped through that ripple and clipped the bottom of the car and bent one of those steering lines, but that's a tough one to try and change that, mate, in a minute 30. They still haven't even got the rack apart yet.
Well, they're doing everything they can.
They are
trying to get it through. It doesn't look like it's going to happen.
But look at that. Yeah, Taylor has caught that steering rack, obviously, on that ripple or something along the lines, and a massive failure has happened.
Right, just checking the...
Yeah, look at that. Darren Kelly getting his hands dirty, but real hard. Now, we're talking, this is a 30-year-old steering rack. So that nut that he's trying to undo there has probably been on there since day one, and he's having no luck. Look at the state of that thing already.
Watch your knuckles.
Zero luck on that one.
1 minute to go. So are they going to get there? It looks like they're... Oh, TJ, he's hopeful, but it looks like... Let's go down. Stephen, what have you got? Anything?
Yeah, I've just got a bad vibe. I'll be blunt with you. They've been working their backsides off, but we're now heading towards 35 seconds. And I think the boys have just gone about something, and I don't think we're going to see this happen. I don't like to be negative, but it is what it is, and we're inside 25 seconds now.
Yeah, it's never a nice thing to see.
No, look, it's not, mate. It's not, because we know how hard these guys work, but we're at 15 seconds now, and we have to be blunt about this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She's all over, lads. I hate to say it, Tay, I'm really sorry about that, man. It's just one of those days because you were firing all week.
One of those days, yeah. A couple of average battles there, and I don't know, felt like we had a good lead, but yeah, congrats to Jace, he took it, so good on him.
Always another day, buddy.
Yeah, mate. Cheers, eh?
Definitely a bit of disappointment I see in that Taylor was driving really well through there, and to have a small power steering line fail on you and lose you the battle is not the best way. And same with Jace Brown. He will be gutted. Wants to do that huge lead run and put on a stellar drive.
Well, he's going to get the opportunity. If I was him, I'd certainly be putting down a scorching line. Heading out, heading back, the Vitor tyres 07 will take third place. Valvoline on the side, Royal Cars Tyre Traders. It's the Supercharged 1NZ. Boss Nissan Silvia S13 out of Hamilton, third place for Jace Brown, but there can only be one winner, and there is only one round right now to do it. Round number 3, Taupo International Motorsport Park. It's the final. 2 cars lining up, one of them having their first ever final, the first ever time they will challenge for the top spot. That's the man in the NZ GT Radials Vertex Link Engine Management RB30 750 horsepower Nissan 180SX out of West Auckland. It is Michael Thorley. He'll be going up against the man who's already parking or coming up into park, ready for the final, driving the Vehicle Service Centre, Mount Wanganui, Napa Auto Parts, Ryco 24/7, Mimico, 800 horsepower, RB32, Nissan Silvia S14. There he is on the line out of Tauranga. It's Dave Steadman.
Woo! It's final time, Steve. Hey, what an event it has been so far.
Well, they've certainly had to battle their way into the positions there, and Dave Steadman qualifying in 7th position. He had a battle against Alex Griffin, had to take on Nico Reed, then Taylor James to find his way there. Michael Thorley, he qualified in 8th position. He went up and took out Adam Davies, Sean Potros, Jace Brown to make his way, but it is time now. It is Dave Steadman going up against Michael Thorley. Dave Steadman, the higher qualifier from yesterday, will set the pace early as the Mimico S14 makes its way around the final turn, and Dave Steadman will move into drift, almost a wheel off straight away by Michael Thorley as they cruise through, sets the car up, flying out there, big angle, bringing the nose down of the S14, hits that inside clip, will get up on the loud pedal again, try and make his way. Thorley's coming back, Thorley's trying to close up that gap. Dave Steadman makes his way out, Thorley washing out wide. That's a run.
That is a run, Steve. That was good to see. What a drive there by Dave Steadman, leading it out. Let's go to the Repco replay here, Steve. Yeah, I enjoyed that one, I tell you that much. Let's watch now as Dave will lead out, coming up into this first corner here. Acceleration's hard. Up onto the inside. Look, Thorley drops the wheel there. Dave pushing nice and wide, transitioning the car nicely. Thorley sitting back a little bit. Look at this transition now by Dave. Bang, back on throttle. Runs through there. Thorley right on the inside line there, trying to hold it back together. Dave grabbing the handbrake. Look, the car unload and then just load back up as he drops the nose right onto the inside, and Thorley's pushes slightly wider into the last part of the section. What a final part of the run for Dave Steadman there, Steve.
Well, we'll go back, we'll line them back up, we'll do it all over again. I'm watching through on one side, we've got the other two judges. Further on, the officers even further down. We've got a couple of spotters, the only 2 spotters left. And those two there, they were pretty cruisy, enjoying their drivers out there on track.
Yeah, they are indeed.
They almost look bonded. Michael Bond, of course, the spotter for Dave Stedman. Let's see what Michael Thorley can do. It's going to be his turn to lead. This is the final. Will this be the final battle of the day? The time we've got says, please be the final battle of the day.
It is indeed. Nearly 6 o'clock for the news. But here we go. Michael Thorley leading out, Steve.
Well, let's see what Thorley can do. This is his first ever final, and he wants to get to the top spot. He made his way onto the podium, but he wants one better. He wants to taste the champagne. Michael Thorley coming down, brings the nose down. Great job to hit that inside clip, powering out through the circuit. Thorley sets himself up. Here comes Dave Stedman. Dave Stedman really trying to close the door. Dave Stedman trying to get up there. Michael Thorley doing a great job up front, and that is an amazing battle.
Oh, it was indeed. I like watching that. That was a good drive by both these guys. Michael Thorley driving out of his skin this weekend. Wow, that was good to see. What a final battle. Here we go with the Repco replay here, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Thorley leading out Dave Stedman. But the transition nice through here. A little bit of a dirt drop, same thing again. But Dave Stedman really trying to sit up on the inside. Doing a nice job here as Michael ran a tighter line through here. Dave just running on that ripple. Not quite dropping a wheel, but look how wide Dave is through that centre section. Michael didn't push out to that outside zone, and Dave did so well to hold the car up and tuck the nose in right there, Steve. I think I have a winner here, Steve.
Well, let's see if the other two believe the same as you. What a drive for all of these drivers here. Of course, the drivers of the D1NZ would like to thank everybody else in the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship here today. We got to go up and hang out with the guys in the Porsches, in the Lamborghinis, in the McLarens, and then we got to put on our own smoke show. These drivers here, all 1,000 horsepower each. Some of them twice as much as the McLarens.
Look at that. Michael Bond was up in the judges' tower, and now look, he's all of a sudden down there. What a drive by both these lads. Hats off to them. Hopefully Stephen McGyver can be down there.
What's the feeling like down there, Stephen? It must be electrifying.
Is he not there?
Unbelievable.
I'm here. I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay, lucky. We're going to have
Come
to...
over here, boys. Come to the front of the cars. Let's play that ooh moment. Right. I don't know the results. Someone's going to talk to me in my ear in just a moment. Come around here, Dave. Dave. Okay. All I need is someone to tell me what the result is in my ear. Okay, folks. So your winner of round 3 at Valvoline D1NZ is... I've always wanted to do this. Dave Stedman!
Yes!
Okay. We're getting close on time, so let's be quick about this so we can do the podium. Nice birthday present for Adam Daves. I know I keep going on about, and congratulations, it's been a long time to be at the top of the podium.
Oh, I'm so wrapped, honestly. The crew's worked so hard keeping us going, and the car, honestly, from yesterday today, it's a totally different car to drive, and it's just been on song. So thank you, Napa, Mimico, all of our sponsors, to get number 1 finally again. It's been so long, but so stoked, honestly, and something broke right at the end there. I tried to, put on a bit of a smoke show at the end there, but it's broke something, but we made it.
Don't worry, you're not allowed to do burnouts in Taupo, it's all right. Michael Thorley, first time in the big show to run for number 1 in a round win. How does it feel to have got here?
It's a wicked road to get here. The NZ 180F6 is, feeling pretty good. Dave's a good driver, had some fun battles, but he just wanted to sing to Adam Davies. That was our deal. Whoever won sings happy birthday to Adam.
Okay, well, that's good. Now, let's just quickly come over to Jace Brown. Jace Brown, P3. I think we were talking about this. The last time you won a run first time was here in Taupo. We were wondering whether the fairy tale was going to happen. Didn't happen, but you get P3, buddy.
Yeah, happy with that. Yeah, really sorry for Tay. Hard luck. Man, what a mission. But but we're super stoked to be where we are. Cars run good all weekend, no breakages, and just a massive shout out to everyone that's got us here. Vital Tyres, STA Parts, Valvoline, the lubricants we're running, Tyre Traders in Cambridge. I've got heaps of people to list, so I'll cap it there. But Phil from Elite Services, he's here cheering us on. But yeah, awesome weekend, super stoked.
It has been, and it's been a real mix-up on the podium. So let's go and do the podium presentation. So lads, get beside the podium, and Rod McLean, yes, Mr. Valvoline will do all the honours. So in fourth position, let's not forget, fourth position in the ProWare S14 was Taylor James. And in third position in the Vital Tyres Frankenstein, backed by Valvoline, please welcome up Jace Brown. In second position in the NZ180SX for the first time on the podium and feeling pretty good about that, Michael Thorley! And your round winner of round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ as we celebrate 20 years of the smoke show in the Mimico Napa Auto Parts S14, Dave Stedman! And that, folks, is your official podium for round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ. Folks, give it up for them. It's been a big old day here in Taupo. And lads, there's only one more thing you have to do. It's been a long day. You've got to celebrate Adam's birthday as well, so spray some champagne. So here we have it. Let's just get on with this. Get the big dog in. Mr. Two-Time also judging. I mean, you know, I could have sort of taken a wet towel to you guys today. You took some time to make some decisions.
I know. It's so hard up there. I do take my hats off to the judges. It is a thing you've got to get right. A lot of these drivers are putting a lot into it, and we want to be correct out there, and hopefully we did that this weekend. It was an odd job, I tell you.
But it was a nice mix-up, right? Nice mix-up along the way. I mean, you go back right to qualifying. Sam West, pro sport last year, pro this year, bang, top qualifier. Gets through, starts to learn the process. But how good was this final for you?
Oh, awesome. Dave Stedman, I've done a lot of laps with him here, and I really like seeing him out there. Drove really, really well, and same with Michael Thorley. Had a tough season, you know, and then now really got to develop as a driver and put on a show in the final.
And when you think in the first 2 rounds, the whole Mimico team have had some really tough luck. Yeah, I hate using this word always, but you feel like today they deserve a bit of good luck.
They definitely did. Dave carried the team, Adam as well. He'll be super wrapped. Look, they're singing him happy birthday right as we speak, but really good to see the team bring something back for this round. It's been a hard year, but look at him.
Yeah,
good to see.
Adam birthday's birthday. Maybe we've got a quick look at the points if we can, just to see where it stacks up at the moment after 3 rounds. And Fangadan still leads on 280. Kurt Blakey on 196. Taylor James 194. Dave Stedman moves up to 182. And Michael Thorley rounds out your top 5. How good does that feel?
Oh, it must feel awesome for him as a driver, you know, had a bit of a tough season and now really progressed. Showed him he can drive and can put the car where he wants to, and he did really, really well this weekend.
So we are done. That is round 3 of Valvoline D1NZ Smoke Show celebrating 20 years, and long may it last. Big crowds, great fair battles, some interesting judges, but there you go. We are done. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at Manfield for round 4 of Valvoline D1NZ.